Hello, everybody, and welcome back.
Time to fucking perfection. That was so smooth.
Well and cat.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well in, brother, well in. So, last week, with the group, having gone to the Dark Cove, a kind of seafaring black market just outside of New Lynette, they'd gotten themselves some fancy items, some schmancy items. They now find themselves heading back to New Lynette on the back of Shenjo, Kyler's personal mount companion. After Kyler had a particularly stressful, harrowing run-in with some dark porpoise. Dark porpoise.
I was about to say, is it
Dark
porpoises?
with
Porpoise?
a dark purpose.
I am burdened with glorious porpoise.
I am burdened with glorious porpoise. Just several, like
Several
shredded
dolphins.
It's Aquaman. It's Aquaman literally riding using dolphins as jet ski shoes.
Oh my
That's the
Elephant is
glorious
reversed.
porpoise.
So I'm saying.
As the group land once again on the shores of New Lynette, towards the Aquan District, as this is the Aquan District kind of has this like man-made beach, where a lot of the families would go. There are some kind of not necessarily tourists, because there may be people who live in New Lynette, but they're people who bring their families down to the beach on nice days, and this is a rather nice day. And as you all watch up on the shore, you can hear several calls of kids and murmurs of the far passers-by who are looking and watch Genjo kind of beach up and roll over slightly to let the party off. You're all now standing here. Back in New Lynette, the kind of hustle and bustle of the city, not too far from what you can hear. And it is a nice day, and it would be a day where everybody is off work. So it's quite lively here on the beach, which is a bit of a juxtaposition to the mood of the group in general. As you wash back up on the shore, there are one or two texts as you get back into kind of the range. There are one or two texts from Aris to yourselves, confirming that she saw you guys right away on Shenjo, and that she will contact you all whenever it is needed.
I explained her what we were going to do anyway before the end of session, so she knew we were going to be going off on the magic turtle.
Yeah. She was just confirming, like, okay, yeah, I saw you guys leave. I'll let you know when it's good to, like, when we're good to meet again, because her other kind of possibly minions, people who work for her, went off and did the reconnaissance on the building that you guys will be pulling a heist in, for you guys, so that you could do shopping. At this point, as you wash up on the shore, there's kids who are kind of running up, and you can see one. They all kind of keep a solid 10 feet, but you can see there's kids who are like piling up and like trying to argue and fight to see Shenjo. Who does, once the group gets off, rolls back onto his stomach flat and kind of turns his large, still very much like the face of a dragon turtle, which can be a little bit intimidating, but these kids just find him so cool. And he kind of just makes a bunch of different noises, which, for those of you who understand him, he's just saying gibberish, but it's making the noises that he knows the kids would find appealing. So yeah, as you guys get off, you watch as Kronk and Lilith, you both kind of get down. Lilith seems to be quite upset and she takes off, and Kronk like looks between the group and Lilith and goes, "I'll be back later, guys," and walks off behind Lilith. They pass away with like no, they like pass out of sight. With they just kind of cut themselves through the crowd, not making much noise, and disappear, leaving the three of you. As you're standing here on the beach with eyes surrounding you, you feel like most of the eyes are probably on Shenjo, so you could nip away if you didn't want to be in like perception of the public right now.
I think Kyler's still leaning on Shenjo and just not even like, well, actually, not even mentally, but just like in Aquan's just gonna be like, "You good, buddy? Everything okay?"
Shenjo kind of turns back to you. "Yeah, I'm good, man. Everything's fine. How are you? You seem pretty down."
Oh man, it's been a terrible, terrible couple of like weeks, man. Like, there's all this shit with fucking, you know, family drama, and it turns out, you know, super, super bad dude, big man, Sir Black Trench.
Oh, Black Trench showed up, man? What?
He didn't show up. No, he didn't show up. But like one of his like, you know how we're like bros? Like he's got
Yeah.
like minions, and like
Oh,
I
bro,
ran
not
some of those
righteous,
minions.
man. Not righteous.
Not righteous at all, dude. So I'm gonna try and phone my mom, but like, you know, she's, you know, she can be super duper busy. So I'm gonna need to try and like, what do you think? Like, should I ask old Tide Rally, or
I think
do you think I
Tide
should?
Rally's your best bet, man. I mean, it's either that or you could. Family's always nice. You could call little Finny.
Yeah, I could. My other thought was kind of a. It was kind of a hail, you know. It was
I know that look, man. That's not. Man, don't do. That's not a good idea. You know what happens whenever you talk to her.
she texts me, dude.
You
like,
know the person that makes you, dude. You don't like you when she's around.
No, but I do. I just don't like.
You don't like who she makes you.
That's not it, dude. It's more of a. We just wanted.
I'm
different
just a
things.
dragon turtle. I don't understand the intricacies of intermortal relationships. But what I know is that you're not happy whenever she's in your life for extended periods of time.
Yeah. True. I suppose, since everything at the school. Okay.
I know it doesn't happen underwater, but I've heard the landwalkers say, "Drop it like shit."
Oh, dude, come on. You're still a person.
Man, I have a literal emotional connection to you. I kind of feel that you feel when you summon me and whenever we are around each other. I know what you've been through, my dude.
I'm gonna phone old Prof Tide Rally, and then little, you know, Finn, and then she's in the capital, man. Like, I kind of.
I got it. I've said my piece, man.
I appreciate it. I know you're looking out for me. You know, you always are. I know you got my best
Hell
interest
yeah,
at
I
heart,
am,
dude.
dude.
Shell yeah, man. Okay. Are you cool to like chill with the kiddos? Like, is that something you're like totally kosher with?
I mean, I'm yeah, sure. I don't see why not.
Cool. I don't want to like send you away or anything, so we'll keep close by to the sea for now. But
Sounds like a plan, my man.
uh,
Give me
Kyler's
some
gonna
fin.
hand out to dap Shenjo up with a giant fin and like a human-sized arm, just. And then gonna turn and look to Drazian and GB and be like, so like total. Oh, real harsh, my mellow man, but basically, I don't know what it's like for you guys, but like, when you know, everyone, I don't know if everyone has a nemesis, but like, if my dad was gonna have a nemesis, it'd be this dude. He's like a super bad dude. And we kind of all thought he'd like gone to ground, which doesn't mean like going stealthy, it means like gone to the land. But basically these, you know, evil dolphin porpoises are like, we're gonna flatten nevertheless, which is, you know, not something I can really not go unanswered.
So this
I always
guy,
still have- yeah,
Black Tentacle, did you call him or something?
Black Trench.
Black Train. So he was kind of like Giuseppe from Team Missile. He kind of disappeared for a while, and his lackeys have been stirring up shit. Yeah, is that the
Something like
the gist
that.
of this?
Have you ever seen like God, it's a bunch of movies. But basically like, there's this really cool like dude who's like, you know, like, or a family or whatever, who are like in charge and they're all great and stuff. And then there's this member of like the nobility who's not like super happy with that, and they're not happy being like, you know, respected. They need to be feared, and so they go and like look for evil power and shit. That's kind of what's going on here. I don't really know what's, you know, I don't understand the impulse, but basically he like betrayed the crown, betrayed, you know, Aquan society, and then he went to like, you know, become this like weird mercenary dude, causing flooding, attacking, you know, ships, robbing, killing, summoning, looking just for much evil shit as he can get his hands on.
Well,
So,
like I
I know we
said,
got stuff to finish up here, but
look, like, when did you say this thing was going to be happening? So like 3 months time or something?
3 moons.
3 moons, yeah.
And the coral turns white.
3 moons, 3 months. Well, like I said, if you need backup, I'm there.
Okay. Do you guys want to come with me while I go phone these people?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, they all speak common, so it's, I'll just let them know that I have people listening and.
Yeah.
Zhenzhou, enjoy the sun. And then Ka's gonna kind of meander up the beach, towards. Are there any like I guess is there a temple house nearby or anything, or anywhere where there could be like some measured privacy afforded?
Yeah.
Not like locked out, but just like somewhere where like a phone call could be had without like obvious.
There's
You know.
they have the little, you know, like the wooden changing huts along the beachfront. They have a couple of those, but not too far down the road you can see the stylings of a water temple, like a
Oh.
temple for like aquatic gods. Not
Mhm.
there's not just a fucking fellow in a green tunic. Yeah, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
There's not like
that kind of-
monks in the courtyard like doing kumbaya or anything.
No,
Yeah, I guess we'll head
yeah,
about
so
with them.
it's up to you. You go into the like changing rooms or to like the temple for like aquan gods.
Like the temple for like Aquan gods. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the fanfare and commotion begin to die down as you get further and further away from everything happening, until it is quiet. And as that noise dies down, you come through the doors of this Aquan temple, the outside of which is this fine kind of like white carved sandstone. weather resistant mostly. You can see chips where maybe storms have come in and blown things across the front, and you can see these marks. But for most purposes, it looks like a traditional temple.
Mhm.
And as you walk in, you do begin to feel that air of reverence surround and fill you. Um, for Geraldine and Drazian, this will be your first time in an Aquan temple. Um, for Kyler, it's not your first time in an Aquan temple, but it's one of the few times that you've been to one above ground.
Mhm.
Um, and you definitely notice that most worship here, you actually notice like a number of different pools of water. Rather than like pews and statues, there are these large pools of water that, if you look down into them, have these enormous mosaics of different Aquan deities. It looks like scenes of battle, or some that look like the Aquan deities raising coral from the depths. Each kind of representing what they stand for and what they believe in. To the far back corner is a pool that is slightly smaller than the others, um, but it is much, much deeper. Like, it's smaller in terms of like its radius, its like diameter,
Mhm.
but it is much, much deeper. And you can see no mosaic at the bottom. And Kyler, you kind of know this to be like a worshipping pool of the deep one.
Um, I think Kyler, in that kind of moment, would make respectful nods to the other like Aquan deities.
You can,
Um,
yeah, you see kind of like a number of different Aquan, like there are some Tritons, there are some Grungs, there are some Localths, who are wearing kind of holy vestments, priestial robes of the different gods, and seem to be tending to these individual pools, putting some offerings around the outside, making sure the water is clean. If there's anything that is like floated on top of the water, you see they're reaching in with kind of this very fine decorated net and lifting like leaves and stuff out and putting it to the side. They're making sure that the water is just water.
mhm.
And as you walk by, they all kind of nod to all of you, whether or not you are Aquan. You see a couple of you actually see one or two orcs who are kind of like going every now and again, are coming up for breath and then going back down into this really, really lovely light blue pool. That Kyler, you recognize as the pool of the Mother of Ice.
Mhm.
Um, she is technically an Aquan goddess because of like glacial rivers and stuff. And these two orcs seem to be completely immersing themselves in this cold, cold water. So cold that you can actually see the priests have to constantly be like mixing it, otherwise it will begin to freeze on top. Is how cold this water is.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Kyler does make respectful like kind of gestures to the other Aquan gods. They are very much a part of reality and are, you know, referenced in Worship of the Deep One, but kind of does make his way to sit beside the sort of bottomless,
Yeah.
you know, the effect of bottomless looking pool,
Yeah.
and just kind of perches on the edge, lays his hand there just for a moment, just sort of quiet, grounding, and goes, um, we should be pretty undisturbed here. Um, you guys cool if I just dial these places up? I need to check the number actually. Kyla's gonna Google like the reception number for Nevertheless Academy.
Yeah. You Google it, and yeah, you search for it. I don't think we've like officially come up with a name
We've
for
never locked it down. It's changed like every time. So I've just
it. You
I use
Firefox it,
Internet.
internet. Um, yeah, you search for it and you find it pretty easily. It kind of does that thing where like you like look it up and it looks like on the first page it's like, oh, they don't have their number up, and then you have to go into the website and then down to the bottom and to the contact us, and then it's like if you know the extension that you require, and then you have to scroll down a bit more, and then it's like reception and the number. So it's a little bit of a journey, but you do eventually get the number to the Nevertheless Academy reception desk.
Yeah. Kyler kind of takes a look around and then is gonna
Your
punch.
your pixie does work
Punch in the-
underwater, just by the way. Pixies work underwater if you want to like take this call in the pool. It's up to you.
No, Kyler did say like I'll get him
Yeah.
to speak in common so you guys can kind of be
Okay.
privy to the information.
Not a problem.
Gonna try and call the reception.
There is that loud reverberating dial tone at first, which kind of comes out of the blue in the serenity of this temple, but nobody seems to mind. People like it's a temple, you know, it's a place of worship. People understand that people come here for different things, different purposes, porpoises. So after a moment, the phone, the pixie clicks, and you hear on the other end a voice that is not familiar even to you, Kyler. It's probably a new receptionist that you've not met before, and you just hear, "Well, hello there, and Nevertheless Academy. How can I help you? Who can I connect you to?"
Is this an Aquan? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So Kyler would just like kind of be like, hi there. I am an alumni, Kyler Crestwave III. My brother goes to the high school, and my little sister goes to the elementary school. I was wondering if I could perhaps speak with the headmaster.
Of course. Do you have an appointment with him today?
No, but if you just mention last year's rugby final, he'll definitely take the call.
Not a problem. Just give me one moment here. And you...
Okay, goes.
Yeah, it goes a bit quiet. And you do hear on the other end... I don't have music for it, otherwise I would play it. But it's that like really cheesy like hold music.
Your call is
Yeah.
important to us. We will connect you with someone as soon as we can.
Yeah. So you kind of you hear this happening, and it's as frustrating as it is, no matter who you are. And after a moment or two, you hear a, "I'm putting you through to him now." Another 10 seconds or so of hold music. And then another click. "Mr. Crestwave, what do I owe the pleasure?"
Hello, sir. It's great to see you. I am with some landwalkers right now. Would you mind if we did this in common?
Now
Which I learned at your fine school.
Now Geraldine and Drazian both here swap to common. Well, of course I'm happy to swap to common. Am I on speaker?
Yeah, you're on speaker, sir.
Of course.
It's really nice to hear your voice.
I can't say the same for you, but that's because the reception is terrible.
Well, we're in a temple.
That's
so
probably why.
Yeah, we just needed somewhere where we could be a little bit alone. So I did mention to the receptionist, but kind of my first poor concern is I had I've had a run-in with an old enemy of the state, sir.
Who could that be?
The minions of Sir Unborough Blacktrench.
There's a couple of moments of silence on the other end. And you didn't think to contact your father about this?
I didn't
I'm not
wanna...
disappointed, I'm not angry, I'm just curious as to why you came to me and not your father. Is this, do you think it's not currently a big enough threat?
The timeline they gave me wasn't immediate. It was a threat for when the coral turns to white. When the seasons change, they want to attack nevertheless.
Good man, good man. Preventative and not reactive. Exactly the kind of thing we taught you.
If it was instant, sir, I would 100% try and get a hold of the big guns. Not to say that you're not, but you are
you don't need to call me
formidable
sir
fighter.
anymore. You don't need to call me sir anymore. You are a member of nobility, and you are no longer a student at my academy. You can call me John.
Oh, that feels weird. Okay, John. Anyway, John. Listen.
You don't need to say my name at the start of every sentence.
They're Oh, Kyler, despite the mood, seems like, oh, I'm a knight now, aren't I? Shit. I can say this.
Geraldine is giggling at Kylie being flustered.
Kyler turns a darker blue.
Darker blue.
Like a purple.
Flushes
A purple.
Oh, wow. No, for real. No, dude still feels weird. It was a collective called the Dark Porpoise. I don't think we really read about it in class, or it is entirely possible I missed it, but I kind of did, like, really like the classes about, like, the bad guys and stuff. So I don't think I did. Is that something you know about, John?
Well, the Dark Porpoise is less of a collective, particularly of bad guys, and is more of a messenger service of those who wish to do evil beneath the waters.
Right. That does make sense. Yeah.
They don't do battle as such, but they do, they are the eyes and or ears of the dark tides.
Cool. So yeah, we have a timeline, which is when the seasons change in 3 months, and they did make an implicit threat to my brother and sister, and I know it probably doesn't bear to ask, but are they currently okay? Are they in class right now?
As far as I know, your brother is in class, and your sister, it would be her, it would be lunch for her currently.
Cool. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I just want, if you could, pass this along, to the local force.
I will bring it up to the board of advisors, one of which is your mother. There is a meeting tomorrow.
Cool. Do you think it's worth trying to get in contact with my mom or with anyone else?
It depends on how you see the situation. If you decide that it would be beneficial to tell her now and urgent, then I would say do so. But I know that you're also currently in your own studies at a higher level education, and I don't think if their plan begins at this changing of the seasons, I don't think that 3 months, I don't think 24 hours is too much of a delay in letting your mother know.
Yeah, cool. That does make sense. If it comes down to it, I'll come home. and
Oh, of
help.
course.
And I might have some. This was another little. I know I'm not your student anymore, but you could just tell me anyway. Is there any way for a temporary adjustment for landwalkers to survive at the ocean floor?
We have a number of equipment that can be used. We also have spells, and in a pinch, we have a number of alchemists who have perfected the study and creation of such potions. Are there? I'm assuming the people who are listening are the landwalkers which you desire to bring.
Among others, maybe, but yeah, these two, a two classmates, and kind of declines to give their names at this moment, and perhaps maybe others will want to help. I'm gonna try and get a hold of Theron Silsarath, if at all possible. And anyone else, I'll inform the school and stuff and see if any adventurers would be interested in helping. Sir Blacktrench is an outlaw by Aquan state law, so he is in the purview of the adventurers of White Fawn and the surrounding territories.
I understand.
Okay. You got a school to run?
I do indeed.
Go Krakens!
Go Krakens.
Kyler's gonna
We can
hang
do
up the
this.
phone.
Yes, we can.
Gonna hang up the phone and kind of go. I didn't think I'd hear his voice again so soon. That was weird, dude. I
didn't know you played rugby.
Yeah, Aquan Rugby. It's a little different rules because underwater. But yeah, I was an athlete back in high school. It's how I adjusted to land so quickly. 2-dimensional thinking. Yeah.
Yay.
Kyla, you should call
I mean,
your mom.
You think? I mean,
I know if it was me, I'd want to hear it from my kid rather than some school advisory board. It couldn't hurt to give her a heads up.
Yeah, that
I mean,
all 3 of her children were just threatened, and
Yeah.
you didn't tell her. You should probably make the call.
Make the call.
we've
Call.
been threatened. Yeah, we've been threatened before. It's just this one felt kind of tangible,
If this guy is your dad's arch nemesis, poses a very, very real threat. You said earlier that you'd been like kidnapped before and your mom came and rescued you and it was nothing, but this seems a little more than nothing, Kyla. Call her. She'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean,
I know my mom would.
yeah. You're probably right, Dre. Kyler opens and doesn't go like through contacts, but goes through like recent calls and scrolls for like a shameful amount of time, to be honest, to find the last time he phoned his mother. And it's just like it's like mama with like a little crown and a blue love heart beside it.
The Princess of Wales.
The Princess of Wales.
There's a whale emoji.
A whale emoji,
Yeah.
yeah. Princess crown, whale.
Blue heart.
Blue heart, yeah. And be like, press his ring. And just sets the phone on speaker again.
There is, once again, that loud reverberating, especially in these stone halls, dial tone, the burp, burp. And it rings for a solid 6 or 7 seconds before there's a bloop. The number you have called is not available.
Yep, thought not. And Kyle just hits hang up immediately. Just doesn't leave a message.
Shoot her a
Okay.
message. Tell her you need to.
Yeah, I'll text her. I'll text
Yeah.
her.
Hey, yo, ma, what's up? Just got threatened. Love you.
Give me a
It,
call.
it is something to that effect. It's in Aquan, so it's probably not legible, but it is hey mom. Hey mom. Just got just had a run in with the dark porpoise. LOL. They said some pretty heinous shit, and I think we'll definitely need you and possibly Dad to try and stop them. And if I have to come home, I will. I checked. Finn and Gracie are okay. Send.
Hey, mom, just got threatened. Lol.
Yeah.
Taking the edge off of an emotionally vulnerable text message with a well-placed LOL.
Exactly.
Hey, Mom,
As these
just
phone
got
calls have
mugged,
been
lol.
going on, Geraldine has been druid crafting seeds in her pockets and putting flowers on the different like gods areas.
Okay, it's like a wide building, so you would have been like walking between pools, or have you been like making them to like
I've been
leave
making
on the-
them to leave out,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So she's just got like a pile of little flowers like in front of her.
With, like lilies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Okay. Yeah.
Like what is it, the water lilies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water lilies.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah. It's not a problem.
Okay, so I've told somebody. I've told an adult, a real adult, not me. And you're not. Come on, disagree, Geraldine.
I
Jesus Christation. Oh, sorry. Church.
Take 1 point of holy damage.
really can't heal that one.
Try getting a hold of Mom. I guess I could try and tell someone in the capital.
As
But-
you are talking about this, your phone booted and you look
Oh.
down, and it's just a text from Finn. Just got pulled out of class. What the fuck is going on?
Kyla's gonna text back. You're welcome, dude. Look after Gracie. I'll fill you in soon, and send it back.
Femi's like, what the fuck did you do?
I was in art. I like art, you whore.
I was actually having fun.
Watching a
God,
movie in
ruin
class.
everything.
You pulled me out of the one time where the teacher said we could have free time.
I was in the
Yeah,
middle of a sketch.
Do we get a text back after that?
Not immediately. You do see that it's like seen immediately, so he must be walking on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
3 little dots appear, and then after like a minute or two, it's just, I was pulled out saying your brother got a warning. I'm like, yeah, sounds like him. They said no, a warning about you guys, and then they pulled me out of the class in front of everybody. They're walking me to the principal's office where I'm going to be, and then in like quotation marks, briefed on the situation.
Kyle's gonna send back. Yeah, that's about right, dude. Just give my regards to John. Give my regards to John. He's a good dude. He's tough. He'll look after you. He'll explain the situation. I'm gonna trust you to, keep Gracie, not out of the loop, but keep her reassured. Okay, buddy.
Again, scene, and a minute later. Kyler Crestwave III, you are a nuisance not only to society, but to my health. Full stop.
Love you too, bro.
And to that, there's a little, like, the reaction, and there is a little heart. To the you saying, love you too, bro.
Because he'd be like, so what do we think? Do we try and get someone in the capital, or do we try and get some big guns in?
I think you've probably I think it's probably wait until your mum and
Wait until that meeting.
yeah, wait until that meeting. I wouldn't raise any further alarm bells just yet. Let them handle that for now. And then after you get debriefed on what they discussed or you've spoken to your mum, I'm pretty sure she'll probably be able to get through to people in the capital more easy than you would be anyway. So, didn't
Yeah,
you say
true.
that she's some like insane level diplomat? Not crazy, but like very high level diplomat.
Yeah, she's formerly of House Magistide, who are the rulers of Foreshadows.
Then
Um,
yeah, I'd leave it to her. It's probably goes against some kind of weird codes or laws if you start raising alarm bells before her people
I
can
mean,
put it out a public statement or whatever.
Uncle Your Majesty loves me, dude. Like, it's fine. Like,
Yeah,
but I
I
see
more
your
mean
point.
it
I
would
mean,
be a headache for your mom.
I think you've done what you can do
Yeah.
right now.
there's I'm gonna try this. It's not in the capital. I'm gonna try Theron's number.
Good
They're
idea.
probably busy, but at least they'll have something from me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can get back to what we're doing here. Sorry. And then Kai's gonna
Don't
go
apologize.
via the contacts and scroll down. the
Chibi's
list
gonna
to-
pick up a handful of the flowers and go put them at some of them nearby while Kyler makes another call.
I'm gonna
No
set.
problem.
I'm gonna set with Kyler.
And the actual emoji on Kyler's screenshot messages that we did is just a turtle. It's just the Theron Still Seraph turtle.
Okay.
Turtle emoji. And then just gonna press, call.
I'll immediately. It does that the number you are calling is not available.
On Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either on Do Not Disturb or he's currently on another call.
He's playing D&D.
Yeah. Did they have voicemail turned on or?
They do. After a while, after a couple of seconds, you hear the kind of resonant beep.
Hey, dude. Your little cousin from another ocean here. I am currently in New Lynette. Had a bit of a run-in with some of the Dark Tide's, messenger porpoises. Could you, get back to me? I'm sure, honestly, you could probably, be a really big help here. And I know, everyone loves you there. So, if you could just, give me a message, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, bro. Talk to you later, dude. Peace. And then just end the call there.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah, you end the call there, put it back in your pocket. And for the remainder of your time here, you can gather that your phone is going to stay silent unless you
Gotcha.
make another call.
Gotcha.
But there is a shock as there is a bring that resonates out throughout the halls, and it is Geraldine's phone.
I'm 10, 15 feet away at a different...
Yeah, about 10, 15
Yeah.
feet away at a different pool.
Okay,
You
I'm
just
gonna...
drop all the flowers into
No,
this one
literally,
pool.
frightened as it, honestly, yeah, literally. And she'll, get them out of the water if any of them, fell in and, sorry to, the tenders of the pool. And, sort of, kneel down and, check it, get her phone out of her bag and check it.
It's from your sister. And it's just it's not no emotes, no kind of snarkiness, a genuine text that just says, "That was quick work. I'm proud of you. Come to me when you need another job." I stumbled over my words there.
Say, Geraldine sort of collapses on the floor, just if she was just in a temporary kneeling down to get something out of her bag. She is now solidly sitting on the floor, like phone in hand, staring at this message.
Like was on the knees and kind of like
And like
slid
now
off
like
the knees
collapsed.
onto the butt. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
How visible is this?
staring you. Oh, this is like the text to no one but Geraldine, but Geraldine's like posture to everybody because there's no like pillars in the ways of the pools. It's all very open,
So
like
can we
open skip.
see Geraldine from where we are?
You do, but all Geraldine can see is in clear writing from Jax the four words "I'm proud of you."
I'm gonna walk over to her and like, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna like sit down. But like, you good?
I think GB's just gonna be sort of like crying and like staring into like middle space and just sort of like,
But like the silent tears were like,
yeah,
okay.
and just sort of hand like with like the screen open, just hand her phone to Dre.
Drazian is like out of like his jacket pocket, gonna pull out a handkerchief and give it to GB. So, like, here, you need it more than I do. I can't pretend I understand what you're going through, but I know it must be rough. And being on the side of things that we are on, this can't be easy. And seeing that makes things more difficult. Because you're like, am I making the right decisions, the right calls? Because someone who has not treated you very well is suddenly treating you a little bit better. But people's feelings and behavior towards you don't see it when everything's going great. A lot of times you see it when it's through the good times and the bad as well. That's what people do when they really love you. It's my 2 cents anyway. I'm not sure if that helps. It probably doesn't, but what I'm trying to say is we're here for you.
I think while Dre's talking, GB's gonna like try to like look up and like make eye contact and grab one of the lilies and just sort of put it on Dre and take her phone back and stand up.
Okay.
Thank you. I love lilies.
Yeah.
And she'll
yeah.
walk back to the original one. She's not going to say anything else at all.
I just like pat her on the shoulder.
Kyler, you do notice the kind of slight redness around Geraldine's eyes and like the tear marks that kind of now very gently line her face. But she seems to now be mostly composed, as if whatever has caused this moment of emotional outburst has passed. So
Gonna just give Geraldine a smile and be like, if you guys want to, I mean, before we leave, if there's anything you want to do here, I can do my best to help. I don't know if you require any services of a temple, but you know.
Not this temple. As much as I appreciate it, it's brilliant. It's not my temple, you know.
I get you, man. But you know, there's an old saying, right? Where like, you don't look to the deep one when you're on top of a mountain, you know. You look for the people who can help you where you're at. But, you know, respect it either way.
Honestly, if I needed anything, I'd probably ask you, because you're my friend and I trust you. So, plus I know that you probably have, and I like lean in and whisper this. You probably like more potential than a lot of people here when it comes to this kind of thing. No disrespect to them, obviously, but
No, of course not.
But it's like you said, you're gonna be the best.
like no one ever was.
So we gonna take out Giuseppe and Team Missile next.
Oh my god.
You okay, buddy?
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, number one.
GB is going to finish making her little flower sets. How many differentiated areas are there? Moss, I'm gonna smack you.
It's even numbers. There's 12 pools in total here.
No,
There's-
sir, all 13.
I enjoyed that one.
As they're walking out, I think GB's going to put several flowers on each of the areas. Are there any candles?
At one or two there are. There are quite a few around the Mother of Isis pool, presumably to like warm up like worshippers after they get out of the pool. They go and sit by this like large bay. It almost looks like do you know in movies whenever you see a shot of like a Catholic church and there's just an inordinate amount of candles,
Yeah.
and they're all like
Yeah.
like the wax is already like halfway down,
Like
and
that's
dripping.
tiered down, yeah.
It's like that, but there's like a seating area directly in the middle of that, so the candles are kind of designed to heat you up while like a very slow process.
Gotcha.
Thanks for that, Geraldine.
Yeah. And as like if there are like candles or anything, like GB can light them as she puts like down the flowers. And I sort of like envision like GB's druidcraft is sort of like she has them like in her hand or is like within like blowing distance, so she can like as she like breathes out, like that's when druidcraft happens. So she's just like breathing life into these like little seeds and putting them down.
Yeah, absolutely.
GB doesn't have a religion. She didn't grow up with a god. So I think this is sort of just it's her way of showing the respect she thinks she's supposed to, but never actually knowing. Sorry, the printer just turned on.
That's okay. Yeah. That's in a world where gods are beings that have definite power and are not just a symbol of faith. And not having a religion is a bold choice, but is one to still be respected. So going to places where there is that significance of deities probably holds a lot of reverence even for someone like Geraldine. So yeah, that's fair.
Is there any like water dragon deities among these?
There is, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go and kneel beside the water dragon one and just like put my fingers to my lips and then place my fingers like on the ground beside it and just like kneel with my head bowed and like pay a sign of respect and like most particularly put the mark on my hand on if there's some kind of altar beside the statue or something or wherever's I can gather is respectful to place my hand and isn't disrespectful of anything, and just like give a nod and sign of respect.
Specifically for the Scaled Rapid, which is this white dragon deity. Some of the pools here, each pool is kind of designed in a different way to represent whatever form of worship. Some of them have these steps that lead up, and then it's like a drop in. Some of them are this kind of like slow descent down, and you can see that there are people who are like lying on the slopes with just their knees and like their knees, calves, and feet in the water. The Scaled Rapids is just a circle hole in the middle. There's no fancy outer lining, there's no rim. It is just a straight plunge into cold water.
Okay.
So you can pretty much put your hand anywhere here that isn't. It's not going to be seen as disrespectful. You do see a white dragonborn sitting by the pool, who kind of like looks up to you, raises an eyebrow at first, and kind of wonders like what you're doing.
I like pull out my Tiamat necklace, and I just like
He
nod in respect.
he kind of like nods deeply, and not in a way that like signals disrespect, but in a way of like, this isn't my religion, so I'm not going to like watch this because that doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
He like turns a shoulder towards you and looks away, so that he's not like invading on your practice of your religion.
Okay, cool.
Not in a way of like, yo, fuck you, Tiamat follower.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this isn't, you worship a dragon god, but not just the scaled rapid. So I'm going to like just do this. Yeah. If that's all, then you guys
Just,
continue on. Oh yeah.
Just in the doorway, caught in the excitement and the threat. Kyler's gonna just kind of whisper, just slightly in deep speech. Just never worried much about understanding before, but I would like to understand, dude. And then clicks the door shut.
Am I in earshot of when Kyler says that?
Can be. It's not. He's not like. He's not hate. It's just like a muttered kind of prayer. In deep
Yeah.
speech.
I kind of do a bit of a response in deep speech as well. I was like, I think we could all use with a bit of that.
Not a problem. As you all make your way back out into the main roads here, and that echoing emptiness of church halls fades away, and life returns back to your surroundings. As you can hear things, people moving past, you realize that there's probably some sort of enchantment on the building itself to keep outside sounds either incredibly muffled or just completely gone. Because the difference, the moment that you like hit the bottom of the steps that lead up to the doorway of this temple, the moment you hit down, the sounds flood back to you, and you're like, "Whoa, okay." It's kind of a shock, but you're like, "Oh, okay, we're back. We're live from New York on Saturday night." You know, and there's that jolt of energy. What you guys want to do now is up to you. You do. Jax has messaged you saying that next time you need another job, let her know. Which could be whenever you desire to. But if there's nothing anybody would like to do, a little bit of time passes before you guys get your next text from Aris. You receive the text. Whichever one of you, maybe there's like maybe it's a send to all kind of thing. You all receive it because she doesn't know what way the group is going to be split. And the text simply reads, Adventurers Guild, ASAP, plans received, time to make our mark.
Well, we are missing some of the gang, but I guess we're just headed that way then. I mean,
Yeah.
ASAP is
Yeah. Let's move.
ASAP.
You guys make your way back through the streets of New Lynette, across and over hills and up streets, past as some of these Arcanotech cars drive past you. You hear the shuddering of a sky cart overhead. It's a lively town. It's a very lively town, and it's a very nice town as well. And as you guys hit the end of the road that is leading up to the Adventurers Guild, you're stopped for a moment by two individuals. They don't seem shady. They don't seem dangerous or anything. But it's a young man and a young woman. Maybe in their late teens, early 20s. Kind of hard to place in and around that age. But the young man stops you and goes, "Are you right there? Sorry, I've got something to ask you. I'm a bit lost. Do you think you could help us find our way?"
We're not really from around here, so we're probably not the best people to ask, but we can...
I am.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Right, so I know we just came off of the sky cart over there, and we're looking for how do you say this again, love? And you can see he kind of hands like a little piece of paper over to his partner, and she whispers something in his ear. He goes, Are you sure that's how you say it? I don't want to embarrass myself in front of the locals." And you can see that they're having this little kind of couples, like, he's like, I don't think that's right, and she's like, "It is right."
And I see it on like a paper or like a phone or something. Like if I like,
You can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Like at an angle, and it's an Elvish name that is written down. Like the name itself is written in Elvish. In Common, it translates to Gateway to Goodnight, which is like a local kind of like a theater club, like a kind of like a cabaret kind of place. But it's written down in Elvish, and these two people are not elves, and you can see that like one's a human and one seems to be maybe an Aasimar.
okay.
The female seems to be maybe an Aasimar. She's got this really pale face, and her hair kind of has this pinkish glow to it.
Cutie.
And they're like talking back and forth, and neither of them speak Elvish, and they're both like, "Are you sure that's how it's said?"
What's its name? What's the name in Elvish?
The name in Elvish.
Like, do they think it looks like something offensive? Like, is that the hang up?
No,
Or they just have no idea?
Neither of them have speak. It's like if I looked at a word in like any of the Afrikaans language,
Okay.
I would look at it and just
Okay.
go.
Phonetics are lost on me. You
Yeah.
said it was Gateway to Good Night?
Gateway to Goodnight.
Okay. Geraldine's gonna sort of step towards them and like peer onto what they're looking at. Be like, "Oh, I know where this is. Geraldine knows where this is. She can't communicate directions great,
Mhm.
but is it in the same district we're in?"
Yes, it is. It's not. It's really not too far. It's like down the
Okay.
road to the left. Down the road to the left, and it's kind of it's one of those places where like the door is hidden in an alleyway,
Yeah.
but it takes up the entire building. But the
Okay.
front of the building looks shut because like it's only for like those who are in
Those
the
two
know.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's gonna be like, absolutely. I totally understand the hang up. That's the Elvish name. Don't worry about it. Gateway to Good Night is what you're looking for. Okay, so you're gonna go down this road, and then you're gonna make a left, and it's gonna look like this big building, but it's gonna look like absolutely nothing. But I promise you're in the right place. You're gonna go around the side, and you're gonna see like a little door, and there might be like someone like, taking tickets or like singing. Like it's kind of like you have to know. You know what I mean? So you have to go all the way around there and around. It's really like it's just like right there. It's just
Perfect. Thank you so much. We would have been absolutely lost without you because I tried searching this on the phone, but I don't have an Elvish keyboard installed. So
Yeah. No, just have a good time. It's a
we
fun
will.
place.
Thank you very much. and you can see as they're walking away, Kyler, you pick up as they say this, the male of the group of the couple goes, "I can't believe Lyfane and Yordle are performing tonight." And as they walk away,
What? No, they're not. No, 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 no,
Wait,
no,
who?
no, 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 they're not. They're not. Lyfane and Yodel. They're like the two highest ranked bards in the world. They're like what? Like
Geraldine's gonna pull up, like, look confused and like pull up the club name like on her pixie,
yeah,
and like look at like the set list and be like, I don't know, this is who's playing tonight, and like show Kyler.
yeah,
Like-
they're 8 and 9 in the Terras 10.
Kyler, go
They're
ahead.
They're
and,
huge.
Kyler, go ahead and roll a
Constitution check for not peeing your pants in excitement.
an intelligence check for me.
Just flat intelligence.
Just flat intelligence.
Thank God for the fucking headband, Jesus.
Yeah.
17.
17. You're looking through the set list and you see a group name that you know to be an alias for Lyfane and Yodel are performing.
What time? What time? What time is it? What
You're
time are they
holding my
performing?
you're holding my pixie.
They are set to go on at 10 o'clock tonight.
Okay, we're gonna go see Eris, and then we're gonna get into this club. We don't have tickets. Do you have tickets? I'm not about throwing my name around. I'll throw my name around. I don't know if I'll name drop.
Kyler. She points to the purchase tickets button on the
Yeah.
pixie.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay, yeah.
And GB takes her phone back. Go ahead if you have to go do something.
Yeah, no, on that, we might need to call it. I can hear Mara crying. I think she's had a nightmare, so we might need to call a very, like, a 10-15 minute break while I
Okay.
calm her down. But as Tyler buys tickets for the crew tonight to go see Lyfane and Yodel, we're going to call a very quick break while I go see what's up.
Cool.
I'll be
Sounds
back
good.
soon. Back as quick
Sounds
as I
good.
can.
We'll be right back, guys. One.
And we're back.
Hello, guys. The deep one.
On the deep one. Respectfully on.
I want like a big, massive burp, but just a little came out. Yes, well, back. Apologies about that. Being a parent. But we left off with Tyler fanboying out and buying tickets to a Life In and Yodel secret concert tonight.
Secret
Ta-da!
concert! Secret concert!
Tyler will think about nothing else for the rest of today.
Yeah, there's gonna be a fucking like this meeting with Ashley. And this is the important part of the plan, Tyler. It's gonna be life is like a hurricane.
Here in
In
Duckburg.
Duckburg.
So yeah, with Kyler buying those tickets and now vibrating at a frequency only heard by dogs, the group continue on up the path and make their way to the Adventurers Guild of the East Cloudsong District, in which, once again, the sound of the life outside the doors fades away fairly quickly this time and is replaced by the jaunty, loving tunes of inside this warm, brilliant building.
Go on home, ours and soldiers. Go on home.
Go on home, mighty soldiers, go on home.
Have you got no fucking homes of your own?
No, that sounds racist, but it's not.
It's not.
That's an Irish
It's an
freedom
occupying
fighter.
army.
Yeah, it's, an
I-
Irish
I
army.
understand, but
it's the good kind of Republican. It's the good kind of.
the good guy.
That's a good kind.
So yes, you walk in and you all see at the far end of the room, in the kind of light brownish attire that she was wearing earlier in the day, Aris sat at a table, but this time with two other people. Do you, you can't, their backs are like turned to you, you can't
Yeah.
see them from where you are
It's
yet.
just like two people. I was like, is that all we? Yeah.
No.
Okay, we'll approach, I guess.
It's the couple, that was actually a con. No.
You
Tyler.
got my hopes up about. Well, it's smiting time, guys.
It's no, what is it? It's no lights dawn, but it'll
But it'll
do.
do.
Um,
Data's fault. We can't expect the deep one to do all the work.
Yeah, we'll head
So-
over and sit down.
You head over,
Yeah.
sit down. The two individuals who you couldn't see, but as you sit down, you obviously the way that the table it kind of all faces, you can see their faces now. One is wearing a half mask that covers the bottom half of the face and kind of ridges up over the nose.
Is it like cloth or is it a mempo?
It's like a mempo. It's like a clay mask. But it is flat except for a very thin line across the mouth. And it doesn't seem to actually follow the curvature of a real mouth. It just goes from one side clean to the other. The other person is male presenting, older, rugged features. And by rugged, I mean not like Pedro Pascal, Last of Us rugged. I mean
But why not?
I mean
Billy Elliot's dad.
yeah, worked in the mines most of their life, rugged.
Yearn for the mines.
Really, I'll yearn for day to go back in pit. So yeah, the wrinkles and the scars on his face are deep set, so deep that you're pretty sure you could actually put a finger in and wipe out dirt that has been stuck between the wrinkles. That is how aged this face looks. And as you sit down, Aris goes, Ah, that's. I hope everything was okay with you leaving earlier on your turtle.
He's a cool dude.
As you look a bit closer now, you see that this aged face is actually the face of the ship captain that took you to the Dark Cove, but almost cleaned up slightly. The beard and the beard and the hair isn't scraggly and everywhere. Looks like that was some sort of disguise, and this face is actually like much cleaner. Much cleaner. Looks less like active to shoot you, more will stab you if you cross them. And as he kind of leans forward, I heard you had a run-in with my brother. Crazy ship captain. We're twins, but I'm the better looking one, wouldn't you say?
For sure.
110%, bruh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You can see he smirks and he goes to Aris. I like these ones. You got anything to say? And turns to the one with the mask, and the one with the mask just looks at him, looks back at you all, and is completely silent.
So, what?
Don't
what
mind
do we
Zelly.
afford this treasure?
Well, you don't afford us anything. Aris is the one that's paid for this reconnaissance. And you can see he pulls out of this cloak that he's wearing. He pulls out like a scrolled piece of paper, and he rolls it out, and it's drawn blueprints of the map, like the outline of this place. I drew it, and Zelly was the one that communicated everything to me. I can guarantee that these are as accurate as you're going to get without having to file for an official requisition of the blueprints of the building. Now, we've had our pay, but we'll finish our drinks if that's okay with you before we head on.
Be my guest.
This fellow finishes his drink, and then looks at the one that he's been calling Zelly, and goes, "And you, I see you've finished it, have you?" And you look down, and Zelly's drink is untouched, gathering that it's probably hard to drink through like a clay mask.
You want a straw or something? Or would that help? I mean, there's a little... Is that a gap?
Zelly looks at you and just kind of like, there's no like contempt or like annoyance or anything in the eyes. It's just like the eyes are just blank, and just looks at you and goes,
Cool, heard.
pushes the drink away, stands up, and actually like bows to all of you, like not like a deep regal bow, but kind of like a respectful kind of like
Yeah.
wraps the cloak further around themselves, the gender being indeterminate, and walks away. The older fellow grabs Zelly's drink, downs it in one, slams on the desk. Well, we'll be seeing you about if you're staying. If you're not, then we'll still be seeing you, but you won't be seeing us.
We'll be here a while.
And he gets up and he walks away. Aris leans in. Sorry about that.
Charming couple.
Most
they
helpful
are,
people we've met, to be honest. I'll be honest.
They are eccentric and rather to the point, but what he said about these being the most accurate plans that we would be able to get without asking for the actual plans of the building, he wasn't lying. Those two have a knack for this sort of thing. If I hadn't told them not to take whatever was in your pockets, you would currently be missing them. So,
Makes sense.
then, in any case, you can see, kind of even with everybody here, Aris is not caring. Aris rules out the plans of the map, the blueprints, And it is a rather detailed, down to like the exact dimensions of the stairs and stuff. Plans of this grand house, and you realize that there's a lot of rooms here, and this is a proper like royal, like regal mansion. Somebody is either very, very rich or very, very well connected is staying here. Now, as you can see, this is the plans for what we have. There are a few things that present immediate issue to me. You can see she points at the main staircase. Should be relatively easy to go up, correct?
I struggled with them at first, but that was when I was 6.
Apparently, there is a special kind of security system that is designed to stop anybody who has not been granted access to the upper levels of the house to keep them downstairs. This presents an issue in that the mantle of the Firebird, from what I am aware, is mainly kept in the study of the individual that we are stealing it from. His study being, and she moves over to the section of the plans that represents the second floor, this one. So, any ideas on how we're going to get to the second floor of a building that we only have access to the first floor of?
What does
The
the roof
deuce.
look like?
Yeah, through the top,
Oh,
through a balcony,
I went in a very different direction.
through a
there.
window.
Is there a balcony, a window, glass ceiling?
Your typical roof, slanted slates. There are a number of balconies, but none of them connect to the study. There is a window, a singular window in the study, but I would say that most of the upper floor is going to have some sort of abjuration enchantment on it.
Okay, so
To-
is the enchantment to stop people from going upstairs? Is it at the staircase on the ground, or is it actually on the top floor as well?
I don't know.
Because
I just know that it has some way of stopping people from getting to the second floor.
Can I dispel it?
If you could do it without being seen, is the question.
I can take care of that. I can
Me too.
create enough of a distraction that all eyes will be on that rather than whatever Geraldine's doing.
I could So my thought was like, what if we just like got permission somehow? You know, like you dated the owner, right? Like, what if we just like was like, why don't we go somewhere a little more private, Mr. Bond, and like did that?
I mean,
No? Okay.
One-
I hear about all
one-
these stories about
one-
some bard,
one, you missed out on Kyler saying Mr. Pond. Two,
slap my own wrist.
yeah, two, our relationship was not as formal as dating. Seduction may work, but the issue is it's not guaranteed. And
Aris, what
I-
is guaranteed? You know this. You know this person. The person like you is expert at finding out people's weaknesses.
go ahead and roll an insight check for me.
Okay, this is gonna go terribly, but we'll. Oh, my hardware acceleration is off. This is gonna be a while, lads.
Oh, yeah, let me turn mine off too. Hold on.
You want a guidance as well?
Yeah, throw me
Can I-
a
can I
guidance.
this roll, Max?
Mhm.
Just kind of like a passive. It's another 3 on the roll, Eli.
You just like tap him on the back.
Like I see him focusing and go, you good?
Put like 2 fingers on like his arm. Go, hey, you okay, buddy?
So I rolled a 21 without that guidance. But I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take the guidance.
Well, either way. You see a moment of like a wince pass across her face. He will look for something to exploit in the person that is seducing him. He acts like he loves the chase, but he enjoys knowing that he can catch you at any time. I left for a reason, and I'm happy to steal from him for the same reason.
So if someone, say, that appears vulnerable were to attempt to seduce him and lean on his shoulder a bit, if you catch my drift, would that be enough?
It's more than seeming vulnerable. It's about him being able to see a weakness in someone who appears strong, and him thinking that he is the only one that knows that weakness.
Ah.
And taking it and ripping it and draining you of anything that once brought you joy.
Sounds like a charming fellow.
So what do you suggest?
If I didn't have to worry about the ramifications, I suggest a swift knife to his balls and then one to his eyes.
What do you suggest that will get us permission to get upstairs?
That's a very different question. I think our best bet is actually what Miss Boulevard said. If somebody can cause a distraction or keep the attention away, and she can dispel the enchantment, this may be our best course of action. That, or one of you is going to have to scale the outside of the building, attempt to break in, passing whatever enchantment is on the doors and or windows of the outside, and then travel through the top floor, hoping to avoid any other traps and or enchantments on doors.
I mean, the second option sounds more fun, but I think this is probably the best course of action. I picked up some things from your friends in the Dark Cove, and I pull out the Distractomatic and the Dagger of All Seeing. I'm like, these tools seemed useful. This will send everyone into sensory overload for... how long does the thing last? The
10
big...
minutes.
10 minutes. I was like...
And the only person who can turn it off is you.
Okay.
So this isn't like they can like go and they can cover it. This thing is just going to start pinging around everywhere, making this huge amount of noise.
And it will do
like,
this for
blinding
10 minutes
lights.
straight, yeah?
It'll do it 10 minutes straight.
Okay. Geraldine, I can buy you 10 minutes with this.
I can turn invisible.
You see, Aris kind of goes, those would probably work well together.
And
The
also,
invisibility would...
I can't cast while I'm invisible.
you won't need to. And
But-
I give her the Dagger of All Seeing. I'm like, if the object's hidden, this will help you find it.
The play here, and I hope you don't think I'm talking over you, but I believe, a more experienced thief than most of you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, once again, slipped into the wrong accent. Evil people are usually British, so...
Yeah, British people are usually evil.
Yeah.
That Venn diagram's a circle, guys.
Yeah, I was like that Venn diagram. Same thing.
I hope you don't think I'm speaking over you, but I am a more experienced thief in many ways. This distraction could give you ample time for the dispel magic, followed by the invisibility to make your way up the staircase unseen.
Yeah.
Do you think
could.
that could be the play?
Geraldine's the QB. We just gotta support her then. Cool.
No, GB. Sorry, I'm trying out humor. I don't know if it's really for me. So
No,
I
that
mean,
was
No,
a
I
good
liked
try.
it. I liked
Were
it.
you good at everything you tried the first time? You know, like first time you did a cartwheel, first time you.
you can see she kind of goes. If you ask pseudo,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Oh,
That
Cool.
dog.
No, gross. Anyway, yeah, you're the
gross.
just.
Anyway,
Reese,
so
I'm saying you're the star of the show. We've gotta support you here.
what's the likelihood of this object being hidden? Like a cloaking spell, something like that?
None. He displays this proudly in his office where he can see it when he works.
Okay.
It's getting to the office is the issue.
Geraldine, it may be wise to take the this dagger with you anyway in case there's any hidden traps or hidden mechanisms that you need to bypass.
Okay.
As you're saying this, she pulls out a picture and puts it down and slides it across. It looks like a reconnaissance picture, like hit through an angle of the window, like from far away. And it shows on like a fireplace mantle of a rather large room. There is a featureless head bust. Atop the bust is what looks like a red scale mail. Have you ever seen those like chainmail head dresses that kind of like they flow down and out?
yeah.
It looks like one of those, but it's made out of scale mail attached to almost like a thick red rusted iron bar that acts as a circlet of some kind, and attached to the front where it would usually just be open for the face is like a masquerade mask that comes out into a point for the nose. That is the mantle of the Firebird. I know that it's one of these relics from the beings of before, and I know that it has great power. And I would say to expect him to use it if you are caught. I've never seen it in action, so I don't know exactly what it does.
Okay.
But he paid enough for it that it must be worth the money. So, do we have a plan?
I think so.
I think that's as
Great.
good a plan as any.
Drazian is the distraction, and our lovely Lady Boulevard is the linchpin. Everything relies on you doing everything perfectly.
Well, at least I have a little bit of experience in that department.
Yeah, you're perfect all the time.
What?
What?
Sorry, is this... I thought you two were... In any case... if that's the situation, then... we have two options. We can go and finish whatever preparations we have. We can all be ready for tomorrow evening. Do what you need to do on your own. Experience whatever you need to experience in New Lynette, because your faces will probably be wanted for a short amount of time. So I would say I do have something to help each of you if necessary, but
I will not be wearing my face for the ball.
I sincerely hope that that will be less graphic than it sounds.
I found a lot of
I
people
cast
Endwalkers.
disguise self, and
Okay.
and I suddenly have less less dragon blue eyes, but normal blue eyes, blonde hair, a like finely capped beard, and like blonde slicked back hair.
Oh shit, you're Swedish. Okay.
I also found the
GB
most.
still has the circlet on, so
Okay. No
I don't
problem.
really have a disguise, but I'll just like so I'll style my hair differently, and I mean, you got some landwalkers can't tell Aquans apart anyway. So it's cool.
Oh. Okay.
It's true. It's true. Like it's my. I'm not saying you guys. I'm
we're
just
just
saying.
saying you're a little recognizable.
That's true. Oh, what should I do?
Why is he recognizable? You saying he's good looking?
That's not what I said. I'm not that it's not true. I just meant his
You see like
dad's
you see like a
famous.
shit-eating smirk on Aris's face.
I
she's
smirk
great.
as well.
She
If this
realized there's like a thing there that has not been caught on to by either of you, and she is going to play this for every penny it's worth.
I imagine if it was like being shot, they'd be like, "You're pretty recognizable." And Kara goes, "Huh?" And there's just a giant photo of his dad behind him, with his hairstyle the exact same
Just
way, like doing the exact same smile. Like, yeah.
You think so?
I just mean that if someone else saw you, I'm sure they would. No, that's all I'm saying. She's gonna shoot dagger eyes at Eris.
Aris, you don't happen to have any like spare disguise kits or anything? Might be useful.
Guys,
to...
kits, no, but I do have items that can help you disguise yourself.
Might be an idea.
And she pulls
Yeah, if I
out.
give him the circlet, he'll have to take off the headband, and we don't need that.
I could just wear the head circlet under the headband. No, other way about. Right?
That's what I mean. What were you saying?
She pulls out a little pouch, and you hear like a jangling from the pouch. At first, you're like, "Oh, must it be some sort of like coin pouch?" And she opens it up, and it's just jam packed with rings of all designs and shapes and colors, different gemstones. Some with no gemstones, some that look like they're worth absolutely nothing, and some that looks like they would be worth hundreds of thousands of gold. And she kind of sorts through them, and she pulls out one of my many rings of disguise, and she sets it on the table and like kind of slides it over to Kyler.
Is this an item I can add to my inventory?
I believe so.
Ring of Disguise.
Yeah.
Your appearance is altered in ways that are allowable by Alter Self. The alterations granted by this ring are set when the ring is created. So does it give me a specific form when I put it on?
It does.
Okay. I put it on.
You so it changes the appearance, but not like, oh, if you're a dude you're going to turn in, like if you're male presenting you're going to suddenly turn femme presenting. It changes so that it's like you instead of blue skin you now have this like deep olive skin, like a Mediterranean kind of, as if you'd lived there.
Yeah, like complexion.
Yeah, complexion. That's the word. I
Oh,
completely drew.
Sorry, I
completely
just-
blanked on the word.
Kyler would be about to say, "Donde está la biblioteca?"
Donde esta?
Which translates exactly to "I don't speak Chinese, motherfucker." I got some Deadpool reference.
I thought it was a community reference.
No, I think it's Deadpool too. He goes like,
All right.
"I don't speak Chinese, but I did take 4th grade Spanish. Donde está la biblioteca? La biblioteca, which directly translates to I don't speak Chinese, motherfucker.
Yep.
Gotcha. I thought it was Chang. My bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay.
So
But he, like a Mediterranean complexion, dark hair, that is like long, kind of a scruffy beard, green, like bright green eyes. You essentially turn into Avan Yogia.
we have to Google that one, I think.
He was, I can't remember his character's name, but he's, do you know the hot guy on Victorious?
Oh, yep. Beck. Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
he was back
Back,
in Victorious.
Back in
Gotcha.
Victorious, but with like a beard.
What's up, dude?
Incredible.
How'd I look? Wait, give me. I was gonna pull out Pexy and take a picture of himself. Like, oh, cool. I guess I'll have to change my like chef thing.
Chef.
Huh.
You can still put clothes on over the disguise.
No, but I was an Aquan chef. I'm not Aquan anymore. I'm
You could say that you're a merfolk.
See, you know, I got in trouble for that once in school too. Yeah, good point. I could go for Merfolk, couldn't I? Or I could be like a really chill water genasi, like you know, like a really
That's true.
immersed. Oh, cool. Oh wow.
Also, sidebar, but Avan Yogia should have been Aladdin in the live action Aladdin.
Based
Retweet.
and real.
True, true,
Retweet.
real.
Retweet.
Do I wait? Does Kyler still have gills?
You can
Are they
feel them.
under? You can feel them under the illusion because Kyler.
Yeah.
Because other question: does Kyler still have a brand on his neck?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the tattoo still there?
Can't see it.
Okay.
Can I feel it?
The brand itself never had it. It was like it had been like, rather than being like a like burnt brand,
Gotcha.
it
It's
was
like a
just
magical.
like
yeah.
it magically appeared. Yeah, like a marking.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh. Huh. Ugh. Huh. Cool.
But yeah, there's an uncomfortable moment where you put your finger into one of your gills. You're like,
Yeah.
I would
Huh.
say don't. Well, if you want to establish this as a persona, walk around with that for a little bit. But just be ready to wear that when you enter.
Cool.
And so that bag of rings you have,
Yes.
any of those, I don't know, in case I get caught, I can't really wear all of this armor. It's not really great for moving around agilely. Is there anything that would help with that if I was in lighter armor?
Okay. Out of character, are you asking?
I'm
for,
taking off the dragon mail because I get a disadvantage on stealth.
Okay.
So if I put back on the light armor that I had before that, my AC will drop to like 14 or 15.
Okay.
You can
Is there
borrow my
anything
code.
that will
You can borrow my code if
keep-
you want.
my AC at 17 or higher?
Allow me to quickly check. Because I have realized that in my lifetime, I've realized that like there's a lot of things that I think are like standard, but then I remember, oh no, not like not. Sometimes these are homebrew things.
Yeah.
I mean, Jurazian could literally let you borrow his hunter's coat because
What
of
does
the
that do? Like if you isn't that an attuned item?
But you're unattuning from the armor anyway. So.
yeah. So
Oh, that's true.
yeah, so
But
you
you
could
get the
attune
AC
to that, and
regardless.
like it's not a huge AC drop for Dre anyway because he gets like really good natural armor.
Yeah, like if I take that off. Well, if I take the armor off, I actually only drop to 16. Wait, no, is it still equipped? Yeah, it's still equipped. If I take the dragon scale armor off, I drop to 12.
There's the ring. There's a ring of protection, But that only gives you a +1 to your AC and saving throws. If that's what you're looking for, I don't have anything here other than a ring that would only minorly help with that. But I do know of local artisans who specialize in stronger armor for situations such as this. If you have the money, and if you, knowing you and your family,
Yeah.
you probably do.
Georgina will roll her eyes and say, yeah, use a little bit of daddy's money on this.
You can see that she like writes down the, what do you call it? Writes down location on a piece of paper and kind of slides it over to you. Anything that you might need for that sort of thing you can find here. They close in, and she kind of like looks down at a watch that she has in her arm. About 4 hours. So, not too much of a rush, but
It's not the same place that was mentioned to Drazian to go to get clothes, was it?
it's not, no.
No. Okay.
Because that place was like a fancy tailor shop. Like, go and get like cool stuff. This is like a, hey, like these guys do like specialized armor that have like different effects if you want to go and get something.
Armor's always cool. I mean, ninja armor can be pretty cool.
Do you guys mind coming with me?
No,
It's not really my area of expertise.
That's fine. Happy to come. I mean, I've got to head to the tailoring place anyway, so we can kill two birds with one stone and go to both.
Above the table, did we decide last session if GB was going to this party or not?
It was like thrown about, but there was no like definitive thing.
But no, because we need GB for the plan to succeed. Because the
GB has to be
invisibility
at the party.
Yeah, GB has to be at the party.
GB
now.
needs a gown,
Yeah.
so we have to.
Okay, so both of us
So-
need to go to the fancy dress shop anyway as well.
Well, I'm kind of wondering if I can find any gear that I can have under a fancy dress. You know, like Miss Congeniality the fuck out of this. Like if I can like just have like a gun strapped to my thigh. It's not very GB, but you know what I mean.
A druidic focus strapped to the thigh.
Of sorts. My wand of magic missiles just always keep that thing on me.
I keep that thing on me. Yeah, I mean, I'll go. I mean, I've not been suit shopping since like prom, so this will be fun.
You went to prom?
I went to prom, yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cute.
did you not?
Did you not go to prom?
I wasn't allowed.
Well, that's horrifying. I think even the hardened criminal here went to prom, right?
I want to.
Kyler, I'm not that bad.
No, the other.
Oh, the other. Ah, right.
Yeah.
I see what
It
you
just
mean.
wasn't something that was allowed. I don't know.
Well, when we're no longer expelled, we can go to like the dean's ball or something. And that can
Like-
be fun.
What?
Have you not seen the posters for the dance coming up at True Arms over the next couple of months?
Yeah, there's like like the dean's ball and the crustacean Miss Aquan Society ball and stuff.
No. Oh,
Well, that settles it then.
Cool. Cool. Let's go. Let's go
Okay.
get a ninja outfit or something.
Okay. Not a problem then. Aris gets up from the table after finishing her drink, nods and goes, I won't see you again then until either at the heist tomorrow or just after. So do keep an eye out. And good luck if I don't see you before then.
Text me if there's any further updates or if there's any changes of plans, whatever.
She nods and turns heel and walks away.
Oh, before you go,
Yes?
thanks for taking care of that stuff for Jax. She said it was all good.
Of course. Anyway,
Let's go shopping because we got
Good
a
luck.
show to go to.
Yeah,
We got a
let's
show to
go.
go to. So let's go and get like some, you know, let's she's all that this, you know.
I'm still wearing my disguise, by the way.
yeah, no problem.
But
my
while
God.
we're going shopping, I am in this disguise.
Okay. Are you guys going to then the fancy place or the new place that
Armor first, right? And
Armor first.
Go to the armor first because I want to check if there's like kind of like Kingsmen style armored suits.
That'd be pretty based.
Okay. Then in that case you guys are going to the Unbroken Circle.
That does sound pretty Kingsman.
That sounds very Kingsman.
The Unbroken Circle. As you guys head there. It's a very surprisingly normal looking shop from the outside. I'm just skipping straight to there because nothing interesting happens between here and there.
Thank
It is
God.
your typical
A
go
nice
outside.
walk.
you go
There's a light
outside,
breeze.
walk, there's a light breeze. There's a chill in the air.
A child
The-
dropped their ice cream cone, and that is it.
Yeah, just there's like a war happens from here to there, but you guys you survive it. It's fine. Teo's light walker drops and says, "I will find you all," and then disappears.
Oh, we are just going shopping.
But yeah, you're going shopping. You're enjoying your time, and you make your way into the Unbroken Circle. A very calm place on the inside with rows of stands of already completed armor sets. There doesn't seem to be any sort of like lying down display tables where you can kind of like mix and match. Everything here seems to be sold in a singular set. So you can't go, oh, I want the boots from this and the arms from
No
this.
mogging.
No mogging. It is
Set menu.
yeah. And you walk in, and at first there's nobody in there except for yourselves. And there's like the little ding of a shop doorbell. Maybe about 5 seconds later, you hear a slam of a door from the far side. And then there's nothing for 20-30 seconds. And then you all hear, hey there, how can I help you?
Do I see where this voice is coming from?
You have to look down, but standing about 2.5 feet tall, a little chubby halfling is standing down there with his hands on his hips, and he's wearing kind of like a blacksmith's apron, and it's kind of like scarred and burnt, and he's looking up at you, and he's got a little tiny hammer hanging at his side. How can he help you folks?
So I need an alternative to this. That's lighter, more agile, and ideally a little stronger,
He
but
comes
no
over-
metal.
Comes over and he like as you say no metal, he like stops and goes, "Ah, you're a druid then, are you? Okay, I know. I get a few druids in here and there. Okay." And he kind of like takes hold of your armor and he looks around it. Dragon scale. Oh, that's a nice. That's a nice piece of work here. Do you know? Do you make this yourself, or did you get somebody else to make it for you?
I bought it already made, like wasn't custom or anything, but
Okay.
yeah, I got it in Adeline.
Okay.
It's great. It's just heavy, and I would like a
No,
little lighter.
We ideally
I
need
underst-
something that can potentially go under a dress or something. Something
Yeah,
very
I
subtle.
understand.
That would be great too.
Okay. I think I got something for you. Okay. And you can see he kind of like disappears in through all these mannequins. And you watch as one mannequin lifts up off of the ground and kind of like you just see the head of it kind of like bobble through. It's like
Cute.
this like forest of other mannequins, and you just see the head of this one bobble through, past and like intertwining through and coming towards you. And he sets it down, and it is a set of green armor. That it has this like lovely kind of thin fabric scarf to the top, made out of mostly what looks like dyed leather. But the chest piece and the breastplate, and there's kind of like these large panels of siding down towards the bottom, like on either side. Look to be made out of this finely carved and detailed wood that almost makes it look like it's scale mail.
Interesting.
This is I call this one the Elder Oak Mail. You can see here that most of the armor itself is a form of leather, studded leather, quite a bit good for your defense if you're not looking for anything too loud or too shiny. But the breastplate and the paneling there on the sides is made from the acorn of an elder oak. Specifically made for druids. I made it so that I had a fellow who came in once. So you guys don't know me. But all of the armors I make are made out of stories. People come in, they can pay me in one of two ways, with gold or with a story. If you tell me a story that's good enough, I give you the armor you want, and then I'll go and make an armor out of your story. Fella came in once and he told me about he had a dream. Dream that he wanted to be a tree. Not just any tree, a great big old oak tree. So tall that you couldn't see the sky past his branches. He wanted to reach out over the entire town and protect everybody from the rain. He came in, he bought a standard set of armor. I haven't seen him since. But something about that dream, something about the way he spoke about it, made me want to make sure that he was okay. Make sure that even if the armor that I gave him didn't protect him, there's a little bit of his story that lives on here. It's the way I like to run the Unbroken Circle. So this here will turn you into a mighty old oak tree. Tall and proud and brave.
Can I try it on?
Well, of course, you go right ahead, my dear. And he just motions
is there-
for you.
Room to try it on, like where they are?
Yeah, there's plenty of room. It's
Right.
kind of like the actual, like, there's like a large kind of walking bit where like the stall, like where the counter is, where you would like pay, and then the other side of the shop is just this forest of mannequins.
Gotcha. Yeah, GB will take off her scale mail and just sort of like lay it on the ground or something. And it's probably just in like, like
Kyla
athleisure
can
under
hold
her
it.
armor, I'd imagine.
Kyla can hold
Um,
the armor if you want.
And I guess put the different pieces on. You said it's like a full set kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Does it have
Okay.
a shield? If like a wooden shield or something?
I didn't make a shield to match this. No, the fellow who came in, he didn't use a shield, so I didn't think it right to make one for him.
Do you have any
Usually,
wooden shields? I mean,
I have a few. Yeah.
could kind of match, go with it, and think you could do with a shield, right, GB?
I mean, it could help, I guess. I don't. Maybe? I've never used one really.
It's really easy.
Like I
Something's coming,
can,
you
I know
put,
how.
you put the
If you-
shield in the way.
Oh, don't you worry. If you've never used one, I've got one for you. You finish getting that on. I'll be right back in a moment, there, dear.
How it's got the
And he
fucking
disappears.
scale mail draped over his arms, like
And
like a
GB
fucking...
half naked putting on this like leather and wood armor. God.
It's surprisingly comfortable. Even the wooden
Okay.
breastplate, it's segmented so that it's not like a.
It doesn't like inhibit anything.
Yeah, it doesn't inhibit anything. It actually like moves to like fit around your body, but like you feel like you knock on it and it is like hard wood.
Okay.
This is scale mail armor made out of wood. This hardy natural mail is made with leather and protected with the large outer shell of an elder oak acorn. You gain a +1 bonus to your AC while wearing this armor. In addition, once per day, you can use this armor to turn into a mighty oak tree. The tree is 5 feet at the base and can be up to 30 feet tall. Your branches extend up to 10 feet away from the trunk and must be at least 5 feet above your base. The tree has hit points equal to 10 times your druid level, AC of 20, but vulnerability to fire damage. While you're a tree, you keep all of your senses. You can gain tremor sense out to 30 feet, so you can feel if there's anything moving in the ground. Spending time in the tree, like if you decide to rest as the tree overnight for your long rest, you still retain the benefits of your long rest. And any creature underneath the boughs and the branches of this tree gain resistance to all damage, and any attacks made against them is at disadvantage. So this is a protector tree. So essentially, if you are to make yourself the center point of your group camping for the night,
Yeah.
you can make sure that the group underneath, any advantages towards them can be thwarted by your branches swinging down and swatting things away, and they take less damage simply by being underneath your branches. So it's scale mail, with a +1. So I think that puts you at what your armor class is right now.
Like if I looked in inventory, it would just be base scale mail.
Just base scale mail for now, because I haven't put this item in yet. Because I didn't know you were going to look for it. This is an item
Well,
that is, yeah.
Scale mail
No,
plus
it's
1
all
is
good.
16.
Is
I had a
16?
Google.
Yeah. With. Okay.
It requires atonement by a druid as well. It gives you your wisdom to a maximum of +2. It gives you your wisdom in addition.
Okay, it's above +2.
So
okay.
no, but as in that means you would get 2 points of your wisdom as additional AC.
Oh, okay. So it would put me at 18 then.
18.
Okay.
and it doesn't. This does not induce disadvantage on stealth.
Great. Great.
So
Okay. Well, how's it look?
Looks great. It suits
It's
you.
not-
Like a tree.
I think GB is gonna like twirl around, be like, it's not that bad to move in, but did you just call me a tree?
I said it looks like a tree. It's wood. Do trees not look? I've not seen all that many trees. You look like a spriggan or something.
I think what Kylo's trying to say is it looks very majestic.
That's not what he said.
Yeah, well, we both know he's not very good with his words. You look great. Don't overthink it.
Is it only like a chest piece, like a torso piece, or is there like
it kind of fades out into like fabric and the paneling at the bottom. So
does GB have to wear pants under it? I guess is what I'm asking.
you don't have
Like,
to, but you can.
I don't
it's-
have to.
It's kind of like, you know, the way Keyleth's like design is in like Voxmark and like the animated.
I'm looking. Images. Oh yeah. Okay.
It
Yeah,
feels
she's
like
definitely
that.
wearing. Okay. Okay.
So you
okay,
don't
yeah.
you don't need to.
Those aren't
but you
pants.
can.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like tights.
Yeah, they look like tights and like high boots. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. All right. What did you say your name?
Is the shopkeeper around?
The shopkeeper is not currently around. No.
Oh.
Don't worry.
I was gonna say, looking around at the other mannequins, is there anything else that would catch my attention? Not looking for anything like, I don't know. Is there anything cool, Mux? Like, is there anything like not specifically druid, but like edgy leather?
There are things here, but they're kind of lost in the forest of
Yeah.
this art. If you want to like roll me perception check to like see if there's anything particular that you're looking for, you can.
I can. Hold on. I'll even guidance myself for it.
This is it's so cheap, isn't it? It's so free. I love it. It's like you got a -1? No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You have a 0 at worst.
You said a perception. That's a 26.
Damn, GB. It's the highest I think she's rolled.
We're not in combat. We're not in combat. GB's gotten nat 20s on checks before.
Just not in
Never
combat.
in combat. Never in combat. Okay, I'll make this instead of just like an open-ended question for you. Is
yeah,
there
because
anything?
I'm like, there's a
Okay,
lot
yeah,
of
no.
stuff here.
So I with the
Everything's
dragon
cool.
armor, I wasn't planning on doing this, but with the dragon armor, I get a +1 on saves. Is there any armor? Like, I don't think I could necessarily. No, I get a +1 on saves from the robe. Never mind. Is there anything that has any other abilities to it? Like, not necessarily like that would help her in combat.
You gather that almost every set of armor here that isn't just your standard set of armor has some form of ability.
Oh, okay.
This is like a
Like that's the point.
yeah.
Armor
This
specialist.
this kind
Okay.
it's more like he's a hobbyist that turned into like because of the stuff he makes is so good. He started to sell it. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
You gather that he's also probably a master enchanter from the stuff
Mm.
that he can put into this.
Gotcha. Yeah, anything that would help with, I guess I'm after like AC being a little more agile and
Anything
anything healing? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there'll be stuff like that.
Or that would benefit in wild shapes? I don't really know how armor affects wild shape all that much, other than like I know it like absorbs into you.
Yeah, most armor doesn't really affect wild shapes.
Okay.
1 second.
Sorry, I didn't even think I was like gonna ask all this.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
If something catches your eye, catches your eye. As I'm getting the details up for this shop now. Because I was just like, oh yeah, like I'll pick out like the Druidy armor that I remember, and now I'm like, I have to
Hold
go
on a
through
minute.
I have to go through my Obsidian notes and be like,
What was here?
yeah, I'm like searching everything by like keywords that you've told me.
I mean, 18 definitely helps, and if I were to look,
I'm still listening. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. somebody else.
say if I were to like add in a shield, like what do shields do? If I use a staff, is that considered two hands? Or this is Catlern's D&D. Welcome.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
You're doing like
there-
4 things at once. Sorry.
No, I'm trying to think of like the way to describe it. Staffs are usually two-handed.
Yeah.
You can like flavor it that you use it with one hand, but you know there's a certain level of like you can't Gandalf it and like have a staff and the way Gandalf has like a sword at the same time.
And why not?
I mean, it is.
You can do it with like with two weapon fighting. You can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that feat.
It's a
It
fighting
know
can
style.
what
be
it
done
was.
one-handed though. It does like it has like a one-handed attack and like
Yeah.
a versatile attack. So
So is a shield
held
like
in-
not something she can use?
A shield is something you can use. The exact item is, what is it called here? An animated shield.
Animated
Right.
shield. Okay.
It does require attunement.
Okay.
While holding the shield, you can speak its command word as a bonus action to cause it to animate. The shield leaps into the air and hovers in your space to protect you as if wielding it, leaving your hands free.
So it doesn't. So it only adds 2 when it's in use.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, even if it's not in use, if you're holding it, it still adds 2. But you can like
if I'm attuned to it, it adds 2,
yeah.
and then I activate it essentially for
Then
the
you,
effect.
you activate it, and then it just goes like it floats around you, and you can like then
Okay.
do two-handed stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
is right. Just so I understand, because I thought it was like the staff was like your spellcasting hand, and you could do like a shield, or is it like the staff is being held, and you have to use your free hand to do somatic components
If it's it depends if it's being cast through the staff
from the staff, like one
from
of
the
its like,
staff,
charges.
one of its charges, then it is
could do that.
two-handed
Right.
because
Okay.
you're focusing your energy into it.
Right. Okay.
But if you're casting like a separate spell, then it can be like holding the staff and just funneling the energy through it and then having another hand. So it's that kind of thing. Like if you're going to use like Wall of Thorns,
Yeah, I can't use the shield.
you can't unless it's animated. You can't use the shield because you're focusing that through the staff.
I see. Okay.
So
Ooh.
it's that kind of thing.
Gotcha. I've seen it done a few different ways. That's why I'm like clarifying.
Yeah, but I already have the staff is an attunement slot, and so is the robe of stars.
Probably not worth it then for an animated shield.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, it would get my AC to 20, but I would lose the robe of stars.
Yeah, so it's up to you.
I mean, to be fair, that's like Kyler's AC, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's a little nutty.
Kyler can cast with the shield though. That's a paladin thing.
Mm-hmm.
And from clerics can do it as well.
Yeah.
I feel like
Right.
I'm okay. I'm comfortable at 18. I feel like that's still comfy for what is
That's
For a druid,
druid?
that's pretty good.
That's so
Yeah,
really good.
okay.
Like that's what Dre's is. Dre is 18.
Okay.
You can if you now want to. If you go into your inventory, you can add the Elder Oak Meal and equip it.
My inventory.
I can do it for you if you need me to.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I took off the scale mail. I want to keep it, if that's okay.
You can absolutely keep it. It's up to you.
Okay.
You can give it to one of the other people in the party if you're like, here, take this.
Hand-me-downs.
I was about to make a reference to that franchise. Anytime I hear the word hand-me-downs, it's just what I think of.
Yep.
You must be a crest wave.
No, but really. You must be a boulevard.
Blue hair, hand me down names. You must be a crest wave.
Piercing blue eyes, luscious hair, hand-me-down names. You must be a crest wave.
Square cut jaw.
Wait till my father hears about this. God.
Wait till my father hears about this.
Wait till Jax hears about this.
My dad could beat up your dad, but you're Kyler Crestwave.
My dad could assassinate your dad.
Statistically.
I mean,
If you refresh your character sheet there now.
I think Kylo's dad would probably blow
There
up
it is.
GB's dad before he could get an assassin within 100 feet of him.
Nah.
I mean,
Nah.
man
I
can
don't
get shot
think
in the
so.
head and not feel it. Like, I feel like...
There.
He's top 3 in the Tarrasque 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Murder Empire.
It's the Clark Kent, like, assassination story. Where the CIA try and kill him for being a good journalist, not because he's Superman. And they're like, why isn't this working?
Speed becomes
Um,
0. You can only use your actions to shuffle your limbs. Oh, okay. Okay, that's the tree part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not, like, entirely. You could only ever... Jimmy.
Words per day. Okay. Okay. How long does it take to attune? half
Normal
hour?
attunement time, 30 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
This item doesn't say it requires attunement.
oh, it should. This is
It's not
a-
coming up as like one of the ones I can add to being attuned.
Yeah, this is a custom item, so just give me a
okay.
second here. Save changes.
This is one of those, if there's no price on it in the shop, it means it's free.
Oh gosh. Me
Mm.
working retail for so long. So funny.
Muck's looking at it, players going, it doesn't say it needs attunements, that must mean I don't need to attune it. Take 3d12
fucking-
psychic damage, you cunt.
Mux is like, do you want to fuck with this HTML fucking spaghetti code D&D Beyond shit?
Literally.
It's okay. I'll just leave it blank because it says 18 as a base anyway.
Yeah,
So I'll just leave it for now. It's all good.
that should be it. What do you call it? That should be it, like, now, but just give it a while, because
Cool.
D&D Beyond's been acting up
D&D
recently.
Beyond.
After a while, though, the halfling does come back out and has a little kind of... Sorry, I had trouble swallowing there. Something the cat's never had. Has a little, like, kind of multi-layer, like, set of drawers, like, shelves, that have a variety of different shields on them. And I mean, like, not just wooden shields, there's all different kinds of shields here, which probably catch Kyler's eye.
Yeah, this one's looking a little bit battered, a little bit like a, you know, still just a basic ass shield.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing fancy about it. It's a common item. It's
So
well with
you said there you were looking for some wooden shields. I've got plenty of stuff here. Depends on what
I
you're
just
looking
thought
for.
it might do with GB, but like, sorry, my druid friend here, but like, I mean, like, this is so cool. Oh, what's like, sell me on these. You know, give me the salesman's patter. What's the shield, and then I could maybe think of a a story, right? I'm pretty good at that kind of thing. So
Well, I don't take the stories for the I take the stories if in payment if you decide you want the thing, but you don't tell me the story to get the thing originally, if that makes sense. I'll just tell you what these are about, and then if you don't have the money, if you've got a story to tell me, then I'll take it.
cool.
So well, a lot of these have different sort of uses. I've got this one here, and he pulls out this kind of like green metallic shield. Um, this is a repulsor shield, but not the kind of thing that you'd be thinking. It's like a wall of force. No, there's a button on the back here that releases a very, very toxic gas. Not in that it's harmful to you, and that it smells insanely bad.
I think that might
Um,
hurt my image a little bit.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
really-
it's generally meant to keep away beasts and the like. It
yeah.
allows you to kind of anything that doesn't have the wherewithal to go. Oh, that's like a stink bomb. It's like a stink bomb shield.
Cool. Yeah, not really my vibe, but I appreciate the sentiment, you know?
We've got the Morning Steel, which is fellow told me about a town he visited once. A very happy town. The only thing the entire town had to its name was a single sword. Sword that they said was given to whoever was the strongest in the town to protect. One day when threat came along, the strongest in that town wasn't strong enough, and the sword was taken. So now the town has nothing. So I decided to make a shield to go along with that sword. And should it ever find its way back to me, I would join them together. It's a sad, sad shield. But when you do use it, you compel all the creatures around you to wallow in that sadness, becoming so desolately unhinged with pure sorrow that they can't move. So, again, not quite something I think you're looking for, though. You don't seem like the kind of fellow who likes to make others sad.
No, it's kind of the opposite. I mean, can he feel the aura? Because we're like friendly. Can he feel like the aura of protection? Just
Yeah.
like by being next to Kyler.
Yeah. We've got the shield of the honey badger, which and he pulls out his shield, and it looks like it's designed to look like a badger's face. It's got like the silver outlines, and it's got like the two large black stripes that kind of come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I made. Young fellow. I came in a while back. I think he might have been on the spectrum, but he came in and he told me about his special interest, which was honey badgers.
The ultraviolet spectrum.
The ultraviolet spectrum.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
And he sat here for 3 to 4 hours just telling me about honey badgers, and I made a shield. When you cause damage, you can call upon the spirit of the honey badger, and it will shoot forth a spectral honey badger to cause a little bit more damage. I don't want to do it now because they're kind of scary.
I've never heard of a honey badger, I'll be honest. They look fearsome. How big are they?
They're so cute.
I mean, look at those stripes. They're like tigers, right?
Not quite.
Okay, not quite. This is what I was using. And Kyler's gonna like slide a shield like down to his forearm. You kind
Okay.
of show it, and it is quite a simple silver,
Silver,
like in
it's like a
term.
buckler, isn't it? Or is it like a
It's like a,
shield?
it's like a circular, I guess like Greek style shield, where like the cat like the shield comes past the arm, like it sits like here between here and here, and it can also be used to like kind of, not like for
Yeah.
gameplay, but like can be
It's
used
a
to like
buckler.
jab and somewhere between a buckler and like a targe.
Okay.
Even just like a super basic upgrade on something like that would be really cool.
Hmm. You're not looking for anything to be too. You're not looking for anything to be too crazy or out there, no?
I've been told I'm out there enough. I want people to feel, safe and kind of recognize like, oh, that's a paladin. That's someone I can put my trust in, And I think like if I had like a stink bomb, they'd go, oh, well, you're maybe a blackguard or a scoundrel. So.
I think I've got the thing for you. And he goes to one of the lower shelves of this and he pulls out an item. It's not much larger than the shield you currently have, but it is segmented in pieces broken up by this blue metal. The rest of it is silver. And the outside of the shield are these spikes. That almost looks like a weirdly fragmented sun.
Hmm.
This is the Oathkeeper's Resolve. Paladin came into me back in the day and told me that no matter how much he did, he couldn't be everywhere at once. Told me that he wanted to spread the word of whatever he believed in, and that he wanted to keep the promise to all the people that he could. But if he wanted to move along, he couldn't stay and keep the promise to the people that he'd just made promises to. Well, I thought, well, what if you could? What if you could push yourself that little bit further, that little bit farther? So this, when a paladin lifts it up, it'll give away a little dim light, bright enough to light up any of the dark places you may go to. And you can also use a special ability that I put into this. When you throw the shield, if you throw it towards wherever you're throwing it, it'll go about 30 feet away from you, up to 30 feet. And any creature within 30 feet of that 30 feet will gain the effects of your auras. So, for the sake of explaining that, not like the way he did, when you doff the shield or by using an action, you can speak the shield's command word and choose to throw it to a friendly creature or an unoccupied space within 30 feet of you that you can see, causing the shield to radiate with your holy resolve and light. The shield's light becomes diffused with divine intention, casting bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet instead of its normal radius. This 60 feet of holy light lasts for 1 minute, and any creature within the initial 30 feet of bright light gains the effects of your paladin auras.
Does it require attunement?
Requires attunement by a paladin.
Yeah.
But it is a plus 40 your AC.
Yeah.
It's a shields plus 2 plus an additional plus 2.
Gotcha. If I so there's a thing. I think it's a problem with the HTML. When if I unattune like the returning property of Truna, I lose like the magic quality of it. Is that a problem with the HTML, or is that how the item works? Because I'd probably get rid of the like returning property to like make room for it then, as long as I could keep like the fact that it's a magic weapon.
Trina should still be magic, even. What do you call it? It should still be. Whatever you say, like it disappears. What do you mean?
So like if I click on a tune, right, it
Yeah.
becomes a +8 rather than a +9. So like I lose the +1, and like because of like I think the HTML. But
Oh,
as
yeah,
I just
that'll-
equipped it
that'll-
as
that'll
a
be because
trident
of the-
+1,
That'll be
I could
because of the
just do that.
HTML. Yeah.
I'll just change it to a trident +1, and then if I ever retune it, I'll just change it back.
Yeah. If you untune it now, it should be fixed.
I did. So I just
Yeah,
refresh the page.
Yeah, untune it and then refresh the page.
Oh yeah, that's it.
There you go.
Oh wait,
Fixed
no,
it.
I've still lost the damage bonus. Like, because it's +1 to attack and damage rolls, but it's only +1 to the attack roll.
Refresh now.
Okay. D&D Beyond is a very useful tool, but sometimes it's
Yeah.
very. There we go. That's it
Spaghetti
fixed.
code.
That's it fixed.
There, that's it. Yes. So you
No, I just
you no
can't
longer
recall-
have the you don't have recall,
recall
on there.
property. So I was gonna say, then in that case, be like, yeah, that doesn't sound exactly like who I want to be. And such an item, I don't think I could pay for in gold. Or even a single story.
You see, he sits down at a table, like at the counter, and he pulls up a chair, and he pulls up chairs for all of you. And some
Sorry,
like,
Cass is
drink.
frozen at the minute, I think.
Am I?
Yeah, your
You
camera's
are.
frozen.
Yeah, your camera's completely frozen.
Oh, Cass, come back to us.
Please.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
That's the exact opposite of come back.
That's not what I said.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Well, shit.
Uh-oh, Raggy.
Well.
What's happened?
Darcy redeemed hydrates while y'all bitches drink. Did you get the spicy Sprite?
No, I got Fanta.
Oh, good call.
I'm too autistic for spicy Sprite. If Cass's Discord is gone, we might need to call it there. But I am happy to actually, like, do some RP. If Drazian wants to shop in this shop at all.
Yes, I do. Cass is having an RTC connecting issue.
Ooh, that is the worst.
Uh,
Yeah, if you need something to fill Cass's thing, though, you can.
restart
just-
your
I bought-
Discord.
Yeah, you can show non-video participants, then iBot will fill up the space.
Yeah, but then won't it move Cat to where Cass is?
I'll be Kyler.
People can deal.
Guys,
It means at
what's
least we'll be able
up?
to see.
What's going on?
Oh, it's up,
So cool. What's going on?
Okay, I'll show non-video participants. Or wait, no, because Cass is still on the call, so that won't work.
Okay. It.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's worse. That's much worse. Yeah, no, fuck it.
Oh,
we'll,
no.
we'll just leave it as is.
I mean,
dear.
you could just put us on the Dale screen, and it would
That's
just
fair.
pull the Discord call. Right?
Yeah,
Folks, we're going to deals.
We're going to
Going
Dale's.
to Dale's.
There we go. That's
Hello.
a start.
A tale of D20.
A tale of D20s?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yo,
for the raid.
thanks for the raid,
Oh,
guys.
thank you for the raid, guys. I just literally have returned.
Yeah.
How are we? You've joined at a
Uh,
very fun time.
amateurish.
Yeah.
That's Katie. Because I believe Katie is on a thing today with the Tale of D20. So thank you
Katie
guys.
and Ben run another channel.
Yeah, they were.
We'll go and give you guys a cheeky little follow, guys. Thank you for the raid.
Hell yeah.
I'm about to weave you a tale, improvising.
Right. Let me
Somehow,
put us back on the screen.
Shout out a tale of D20s. Welcome to Dale's home with Dale. What you want?
Dale.
We're back on the normal overlay anyway.
Oh, I didn't even get a drink. I didn't even get to be Kyler for that long.
Nobody gets to be Kyler except for Kyler.
Ugh.
Okay, but yes, he pulls up a number of chairs and some like drinks just from behind the bar, but it's just like looks like iced tea, not like alcoholic or anything. And he pours them out and he goes, "Well, then you got every chance to tell us the story now, don't you?"
One from the past, and one story as yet to be told. Now, when I've told stories, and I am, as I'm wont to do, I will very often speak of my father. He is a wonderful man who I admire and love, but this is a story I only heard once, and it stuck with me my whole life. When, I don't know how old you are, sir, I don't really know
much
that.
older than I look. Don't you
I don't
worry
know.
about that.
I don't know if you will remember a time before Aquans lived in New Lynette, before there was a lot of contact with the ocean floor, and before there was a huge sum of people bouncing about the cities, where contacts with the wandering turtles and some sea elves was as close as it ever got. But after the first generation from the voyage, I don't know if you know what the voyage is. The first generation after that, my grandfather was born. The first man to have my name, Kyler Crestwave. And though he was a warrior, this is not a story of battle. This is a story of... Well, let's not spoil the ending. During the time when White Fawn was ruled by a different ruler, and things were not so great, and there was a lot of pushback under the sea, feeling that the Deep One telling the Tritons to steward the world was limited only to the ocean and its creatures. My grandfather was one of the people who pushed to have meetings and learn from each other and inform people about the dangers of the ocean and its blessing. And so, one day he had gone to a fancy dinner, a big ball in here in this very city, and the current crown ruler was there, but the person who provided issue, the antagonist of the story, if you like, was a Lord Beaufort. And Lord Beaufort was not keen on the idea of the sea giving people to their shores. He had thought that the things were working the way they were. Why should we do that? And so, to prove in a test of goodwill and faith, my grandfather, like his father before him, asked for a challenge. Something that no knight of the realm had managed to do. And it turned out there was this artifact. I don't know if you've heard of it. But it was this wooden club, essentially. It looked like a simple wooden... It looked like a rolling pin, dude. Totally just cylinder. And it said that if it was ever struck with the breath of an ancient red dragon, this torch would burn forever. It could never be snuffed out. By the most powerful forces in the world, by the vacuums of the astral sea, nothing. And, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but those dudes, they're pretty scary, and they will incinerate, pretty much anyone that dares get near them. But, my grandfather was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And stood up and left right there. retrieve this club from the charred hand of the last poor bugger that attempted this, and set off. It was still, common to horses back then. On a horse, and he first time ever seeing a horse, rode for 2 days towards the south, where he had heard tell that a mighty ancient red dragon had lived. And there was the implication that one had to be the target of this. One had to hold this aloft and withstand the flames. But this creature of fire, who sat atop this mountain, watched this lone figure, the horse spooked, not even want to go near it, and approached on foot up the hill, higher than he'd ever been, hundreds of meters above sea level, and stood in front of this red dragon and said, "Hi there. You don't know me. You've probably never seen anything like me. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?" And the dragon replied, "Yes, I know. I've never seen anything like you. You're blue." He was like, "I am blue, and you're red." And I had a good chuckle about that. There was a joke made about being purple. And essentially, my grandfather looked around this room and saw all these burned and charred corpses of these knights who would come trying to take this thing's hoard and get it to light the torch, and just said, "Please, would you mind?" And at that basic act of trying to reckon with him, trying to be honest, the dragon bent down and blew a gentle lick of fire out across my grandfather. And he got pretty burned up, but it was definitely not the full capabilities of this creature. And so he returned, another 2 days ride back, held aloft this torch as he rode through the gates of New Lynette. And that torch now burns at the deepest recess of the ocean in the Museum of Foreshadows. It was the only two flames I saw, one of only two flames I ever saw before I came to the surface. And that's the story of how the voice of the waves took on a challenge set by Lord Beaufort.
You can see he kind of takes a long sip of his drink. "I believe you've told me a story that's worth a prize. You go ahead and take the Oathkeeper's resolve. You come back in a couple of months and I might have something made from that story."
Kyler does so, shunting it up onto the arm that the former shield used to be, and said, "Could you find a home for this one too? Some up and comer?"
He takes it off you. "I think I can find something."
And I'll tell you another story about how I become the world's #1 adventurer someday.
Sounds like a plan. Oathkeeper's Resolve has been added to your inventory.
Let's go. I took
Your-
off my old shield as well and gave
your-
it to
Yeah, your armor class is now 22.
based as fuck.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
We love to see it.
At level fucking 6.
I mean, don't forget this is a high power campaign.
Yeah.
so-
shit. Yeah.
It's just inviting more trouble.
Yeah, really.
Don't forget about us little people with AC 18 over here.
Speaking of, he looks across the table and he goes, "And what about you, my elven friend? What are you looking for?"
I am looking for something that can double up as armor of this quality, but also can be used for a formal occasion.
Hmm.
I know. Always has to be one that's a little complicated. But I do have a story that will be more than worth it.
Let me have a think here. I have some things that could do. A number of different items. In fact. Hmm. He goes in and out through these mannequins once more. And he comes back with what looks to be like a captain's coat, like a sea captain's jacket. It's got on one shoulder. It's got like the epaulette that kind of like drapes down, has like the tassels,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a hooded coat as well, and it's this deep red leather, nearly black. Um, I can't remember the name for them. They're like the kind of bands that you get across something like this, like where it buttons up. Um, are this delicate gold finish that reaches up into the lapel, which turns into the hood that you can throw up. This here's the captain's pride. It's a rather sturdy piece. Sturdy piece of armor that I have. Probably the most proper looking that isn't for those of a feminine body. I do have a couple of evening dresses that have a few special effects. But specifically, this allows you to take on the elemental form of a storm. You, in certain ways, you don't turn into an actual storm, but you move a bit faster. You take your hits a bit better. It's harder to grasp onto you because you can't, it's hard to chase a storm. And when you're in and around the water or under the water, you can see a little bit better. So, out of character, uh, this well-crafted leather armor is an enveloping long coat, bearing on its back the insignia of a well-known pirate captain. When you attune to it, the insignia changes to one that represents you instead. When wearing this armor, climbing and swimming don't cost you extra movement, because it would be as if you are a pirate captain. In addition, you can use a bonus action to shift into a watery elemental form, sort of like a storm cloud. Your speed increases by 10 feet. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks, as well as resistant to acid and thunder damage. You have advantage on ability checks to avoid or escape being grappled or restrained. If you're already grappled or restrained when you shift into this form, you automatically escape. When you're underwater, wisdom perception checks you make have advantage, and perception checks to see you have disadvantage. This form lasts as long as you concentrate, to a maximum of 1 minute. Once this property of the armor has been used, it can't be used until the next dawn.
Foreshadowing foreshadows.
Okay. That sounds wonderful. And in exchange for that is a captain's coat of a story about a captain. This is from around the time where dragons and mortals first became friends, when they decided to bond together to protect the lands that they cared about. Now, like I said, the story's not about a king, it's not about someone of a noble line or ultimate cosmic power. It's about a ship captain. He commanded a group of sailors that called themselves the Order of the Albatross, after the birds that would frequent the ships a lot. There's a special reason behind that. Albatross can fly for thousands and thousands of miles without so much as a wing beat. And you hear Drazian's voice change, almost like he's lost in telling the story. That like poised accent kind of slips away a bit. It's like, because this crew, they believed beyond anything that they could go beyond any distance to complete whatever task was in front of them. No mission was impossible, no ask too high. And the people loved them. Even the farmers, who often had disputes with the sailors. This ship captain, he ensured they could get medicine. Fought for that right for them when no one else would. And unfortunately, this island that they lived on had a king that, despite being a great warrior, wasn't a great leader. And the people needed someone to stand up for them, stand up against this ruler who's caused division, poverty, and general unhappiness. So they turned to the captain of the Albatross, and he said, "I'll do what needs to be done. Whatever you all need me to do, I will protect you, and I will look after you." So he led not just his albatrosses, but the farmers and villagers, the laborers, your everyday working man, woman, and person of every other disposition. Took them up to the castle and fought the king and overthrew him. With the help of some dragon-like friends. And when the day was done, the people demanded that the sea captain would be the one that they would call king. There's no precedent for this. This place had always had royal blood. But the people decided that his blood was more worthy of royalty than anyone else. And so the decision was made. And he made a promise that he would always rule with their intentions, with the best of intentions for the people. Because what he believed in his heart of hearts, that it was not anyone's right to rule, but their responsibility. The people would never serve him, or any of his descendants that followed, but he and his family would serve the people, because that is what true leadership is. And from that day forward, the alliance between the Albatross and the dragons, that legacy would last as long as anyone from that island and their children still lived and still lived to tell stories. And to this day, and can I put on the captain's coat for flavor here?
Yeah.
Drazian puts on the captain's coat, and if you'll allow me this flavor of having the insignia change.
Hmm.
And the insignia changes to a dragon with a bird inside it. And the bird itself is the albatross. And he turns around so that the shopkeeper can see it and is like, and that's the story of how a captain became more than anyone could have ever thought. It's a story of how no matter how we're born, what our origins, every single one of us can change the world to be a little bit better.
He takes another long sip of his tea. It's the first time in a while I've had 2 stories in one day that have made me happy enough to let go of an item. Go ahead and take the captain's pride.
Thank you.
Captain's pride is now in your inventory and attuned.
Amazing.
So, I gotta thank you all for coming in today. It was lovely to hear these stories once again. People don't often come into the shop. It's not much on the outside, and when they hear that you can pay for something with a story, they tend to think that things aren't always quite worth it. Hopefully that you see that that's not the case.
Well, sir, you get what you pay for. And I don't know if I can speak for my dear friend here, but that story was invaluable to me. I hope it'll be the same to you.
Likewise.
I hope so. Another reason people don't like to come in here too often is time kind of gets away from you. And you look outside now and it is dark outside.
Oh, we have a gig to go to. We'll have to go shopping for stuff tomorrow. We need to get suits tomorrow. How long do we? What time is it? What time is it?
Right now it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we're gonna dip, but this has been super duper cool. Mandem.
Before we go, what was the shopkeeper's name?
He never gave you one.
Sir, can I ask for your name?
You could ask, but I think it's a better story if you don't know.
Well,
You come back again. You folks come back again and I'll tell you next time.
well, my friend, I think something that binds us all is that even when we're long past this mortal life, our stories are what keep us alive. That's how we live on.
Stories are memories that we tell to others. You folks go enjoy your gig. I gotta close
I
up
want-
shop.
I want Geraldine to be the last one out.
Okay. Kyler, I'm assuming, is the first one out, like hopping.
Tyler's
Out of here.
sorry. It's been great. Through the door, there's just a Kyler-sized hole. Fixable with a
It's-
mending cantrip.
It's a swing door, by the way, so it's impressive. that, like,
Yeah.
Tyler made a hole in a door that should have moved.
Literally
when he
should
applied
open.
for it. Okay. Yeah, Kyler's first out the door. Drazian kind of fixing his new coat. Not long after. And then, Geraldine, you're the last one in the shop, as the halfling is beginning to put things away now and tidy up for the night.
Um, Geraldine's gonna ask how much the armor is.
He looks at you and he has this like a sad smile on his face. I think you'll come back next time with a pretty good story. So let's say for now it's on loan and you come back and pay for it when you can, dear.
I'm not sure you'll want any of my stories, I'll be honest.
I think there's much sadder ones than yours in here.
I don't know about that. But thank you.
He kind of walks over and he hops up onto the counter, so he's like eye level with you, and he brushes the hair out of your face. Been a long time since someone's told you that they're proud of you, and it's happened. I don't know you, but I'm proud of you for making it this far. And I've got a knack for spotting stories, and he leans in to like whisper in your ear. I think there's a part of your story that's missing, that you don't quite know. So don't forget that your bloodline's not just where you come from. Your bloodline can make you, it can break you, and it can also be everything you need or nothing that you want. As he takes a couple of steps away, he turns back, and you see like a glint in his eye, like a little shine, and he blinks, and he blinks it away, and then he winks at you. Go figure out about your uncle. You don't know him yet. Okay. Go figure out that part of your story, dear. Then come back to me and tell me all about it. And he just goes into the back room.
Um. Okay. Geraldine's. I'm assuming Kyler left the scale on the ground.
Yeah.
And so she's just gonna put everything that was like still hers that's still around in the bag of holding and sort of like look around the shop and just kind of say thank you after him, even though he's not around, and walk out of the shop.
As you walk out of the shop and you hear the door close behind you, you look back and all the lights are now off. The shop is closed. As Geraldine stands there in the middle of the street looking back, Tyler, a little bit ahead, as you are bounding and pouncing far ahead of these other two, buzzing with excitement. You are finding your way and making shortcuts through these streets that probably shouldn't be actually possible. Um, and yet they are. Um, as you are, pardon me, as you are walking and going through, you do come to not too far away, a little alley with a door, and you can hear through the door this pounding music. And just outside the door, there's a maybe 18, 19-year-old who's sitting with a small metal box that looks like a ticket taker.
Do we not have e-tickets?
You
I still scan them.
Oh right, I thought it was like a box to put them
no,
in.
no, no.
I was like,
Well, it's
are
like
they
if
not
people pay
e-tickets?
like door prices or something.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's as you've gotten to this far that you realize, shit, the tickets are on Geraldine's phone.
Yeah. Kyle's gonna give the res wave smile to the ticker ticker, like, just waiting on a friend.
You can hear the music pounding through the door. Geraldine, how long do you spend standing in front of the shop before you manage to kind of pull yourself out of whatever trance? And
Probably not longer than like 20 or 30 seconds.
20
Yeah.
or 30 minutes.
No, literally, just
I'm
sort of
standing outside there waiting for Geraldine anyway.
Yeah, you see Geraldine come out and
Geraldine
kind of
walks
haze.
out, tears streaming.
I pull out another handkerchief and I'm like,
Jacket
I
mini
have the one from no,
Robe of many ties.
no of many handkerchiefs.
oh my god! For every time Jimmy cries, one
you can
just
only-
appears.
Yeah.
You can only pull them out of the sleeve though, so it's
Yeah. You good?
I have to find my uncle.
I didn't know you had an uncle.
He knew who I was, and he knew the text I got earlier.
Okay.
And did you get a name? Did he say anything about himself?
No, he said that he'd give us his name the next time we came to see him. I don't think it's anything malicious.
Jay, the only uncle I know of is Uriel Sabrathan.
Drazian's jaw fucking drops. What?
He said my uncle is the part of my story I'm missing.
Fuck.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can we?
You think this gig has a drink, right? You think there's
I need about 6, so yeah.
yeah, but okay.
Let's-
What time is it? Where's Kyler's
He ran.
probably
He ran on ahead. I waited for you. I didn't want you walking
Yeah,
out here at this time of night on your own. So
Okay, well, let's go.
let's
I
go.
I have the tickets.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, and I guess I'm gonna. It's not a how far of a light jog is it from where we are to where Kyler is?
light jog, about 15 minutes walk. Really not that far. Maybe 20 minutes.
Good thing I've got my Zimmy coat.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
So by the time you guys have like caught up, you're maybe only 5 minutes behind Kyler.
Cool.
Oh, there you are. Hey, what's up? Yo, I realized e-tickets. Oh, I didn't have them because I could buy them on your phone. But no, I was making super like duper friends like with everyone here.
The
This is
one
Delilah.
person sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
What time is it right now? When by the time we get there, what time is it?
About 9:20. So
Perfect.
you've got about 30-40
Um,
minutes before.
So it's the
As
time
we-
where you go in, scan your tickets, and go grab a couple of drinks before you go to where the gig's happening.
So you're just gonna like look up the ticket, like get it out of her, whatever it's listed in her phone. There's drinks in here, right? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fun fact, Delilah. I can't get drunk. It's because of being a paladin. Like, you know how you said you were going to medical school, and this is like, and it's cool.
That's.
I said I wanted to be a vet.
I mean, don't Herringons go to the vet?
And you can see you've like confused her. She's like, do they? Do tabaxis go to a vet?
Is that food for thought? Great chatting. And Cal's
I just look at Geraldine and I'm like, let's go. I need a drink.
Delilah, like still in the haze, kind of like gets the high five,
But
and then like scans the tickets and lets you guys go in. As you go in, the music now becomes much more apparent and lively. It's still like I'm making sure it doesn't go crazy loud because otherwise we will not be able to hear each other. But it is at the kind of volume where you're like shouting over the talk.
yeah.
So
I am beelining for a bar.
Yeah, same.
okay.
Kyler's trying to get a good vantage point, like a good bit close to the stage, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good few places. Most of the space closer to the stage is standing space. Which is fine, realistically. Other than that,
Kyler is rocking up this gig in plate armor with a
Oh, yeah.
trident and a giant like buckler shield now, and it's just like
a
let's go.
buckler
Hey,
shield
what's up?
that constantly gives off 15 feet of dim light.
Yeah, gonna put
You're a fucking disco ball.
gonna put some like stickers on it. So it's like
Oh my god!
like
For
some
every
like gobos.
adventuring guild you go to, they have stickers for that location.
Oh, it's
Tyler?
I was gonna say
Uh,
like the national parks. Do you guys not have national park stickers?
No.
no, we barely have national parks. To be fair.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I collected those in college on road trips. Well, you could get those every time you go to a national park. You get a sticker for it. Anyway.
It's the only
but
way they
yeah.
get Americans to go to the national parks.
Honestly, they're free, so not really. Well, most of them are free. You just have to get them to go outside.
Well, national park stickers aside, there is just this huge kind of sense of excitement building within the group, within like this club. Yeah, there's pretty. If you guys want to get drinks, there's drinks that are cheap. There are drinks that are like cheap and manageable, and then there's drinks that are like cheap and shots. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
The
There's like,
quickest way to a high, comfortable buzz.
yeah, that's probably a few shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which Geraldine just pounds.
They're down.
together. Not long after that, the energy in the room begins to kind of change as people are, like there was the kind of the buzz of like, oh yeah, it's a party, and as time passes now, as it gets closer to 10, you're not sure if it emanates solely from Kyler, but there is an aura of excitement throughout the entire club.
A new paladin aura.
Aura of excitement.
I'm guessing it's pretty easy to find Kyler in the crowd
Oh,
after we get a
yeah.
drink.
100%.
Is there anything on the bar menu that GB could get Kyler? Since he can't get drunk, is there any just what is the GB's assumed Kyler's favorite drink?
We've seen Kyler drink some weird shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
It's ranged from water to like the
whale
poison
milk.
spines of a sea urchin and whale milk.
Yeah.
Like it could be anywhere on that
That's
spectrum.
what like. But what does this establishment have that GB would get him?
Like a Coke.
There's
Like liquid or powder?
the
Wouldn't touch him.
they
He's immune to Coke.
yeah.
Sniffing keys and doing threes.
Um, yeah, there's like a cocktail menu that has like some like vibrant blue drinks that Kyler would probably be interested in purely for the like, oh, this looks really cool.
Are there any umbrella drinks?
Yeah,
Has Kyler ever had an umbrella drink?
I was never seen an umbrella.
We were on a beach earlier.
Oh, like a beach parasol versus like a little umbrella, even like a
Kyler,
hand umbrella.
Kyler would never have seen like a hand umbrella. It's not rained since he's been on land.
Okay, we're gonna. Do they have a fishbowl?
Kyler
Yeah.
probably thinks that's cultural appropriation.
This is
No,
kind
no,
of.
no. I'm getting a fishbowl. Geraldine's walking over with 2 fishbowls.
Here, there's symbolism here somewhere.
2
Kyler.
fishbowls.
Offering them to
You
Kyler.
motherfuckers. 2 fishbowls.
Are they both for Kyler or is one for you?
No, one's for GB, one's for Kyler.
Right, okay, just to clarify that.
Okay.
Do you like profit? Because that was.
Well, I was waiting to see what Dre was doing before we
gotcha.
were to walk over.
I'm going to order a triple scotch, and then I'm also gonna get a cocktail to like drink on as well. Yeah, so like there's
Slam
there's the triple scotch to like sip on, and then there's the chaser that's the cocktail.
Chasing your booze with booze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly.
Boy.
You have just told Drazian that the only uncle that you know of is like Drazian's one of Drazian's arch nemesis. So yes, and notice how I
Uncle
said
Mussolini.
yeah. Notice how I said nemesis, not specifically one nemesis, nemesis. So
And GB was in such a daze from that, like just like thinking out loud. I don't think she will process that is a bad person to you.
we've discussed
should
that
I
it's a
read
bad
that?
person.
Can I preemptively history check who Uriel Saberthan is? Or would it be what would it be?
I will say you can preemptively history check it, just so like if you want the knowledge of like would.
In
Kyler
case someone
know?
goes Uriel Saberthan and Kyle goes,
Who?
oh shit, yeah, super bad eater. Who the fuck is Uriel Saberthan? So like, I
Yeah.
won't what's it called?
Guidance.
Guidance it because it's not an active. Not one. Kyler's got no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Incredible. Not a Scooby fucking do.
Not a Scooby mate.
So yeah,
Okay.
Kyler's got no clue. Uriel Saberthan wasn't in one of the
History books.
raids of the ocean. So
Hmm.
No, because he's not fucking dead.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah.
so yeah.
Alright, well, then GB's gonna wait for Dre to get his drinks in. Go to where there's a shiny, gigantic shield.
Yeah, let's
The
get a
beacons
seat.
are lit.
Kyler calls for aid.
Kyler calls for aid.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
But not for me.
Okay, so I'm imagining GB's a little Liddy and sort of like skips up to Kyler, easily found with the shield, and sort of like goes like, I got you this! It's called a
Cool.
fishbowl.
A fish bowl.
Yeah, look at it! There's little candies in the bottom and then candy fish and then ice and it's blue! I thought you'd like it. And
do
that there's
like
even
it.
an umbrella in it. I wasn't sure you'd ever had an umbrella drink, so I wanted to make sure you got an umbrella drink.
What's an umbrella?
That thing. This
Oh, like it has its own name.
Yeah. So like when you've never seen one on the beach?
Looking for the perfect.
Oh, like a parasol.
But yeah, but you put them in drinks. Do you not like it?
Cool. No, I like it. I just don't know what it is. Cool.
Oh. It's
In
just
the
supposed to be tropical and cute. It is alcoholic, but that's fine for you, right?
I don't even taste alcohol anymore. Ret Paladin has ruined alcohol for me. I used to go to kegs and get drunk, and now I can no longer feel inebriated. I'm constantly sober, and the only break from reality I get is when the Deep One presents unspeakable horrors. You know?
Oh,
But this tastes really nice.
Oh, I'm glad. There's candies in them too. Have you had candy?
Oh yeah, I was a diplomat's kid. Everyone was giving me candy all
No,
the time.
but-
My mom was like, "Don't eat that. You'll ruin your jagged teeth." And I was like, "It's fine."
What is our
Amidst
equivalent
the-
of Swedish fish? Do we have like Agalanian fish? Like
Evermarsh Ale.
Ever seal?
fuck yeah.
They're just like really bad gummy worms.
Yeah. Other than that, do you put your shield away? It's kind of bright.
Yeah, I'm a disco ball.
In the midst of you guys talking, you do hear that the music has stopped and everybody is silent. Not like looking at you guys, but like
Oh.
everybody is silent and looking at the stage as there's now two shadowed figures standing on the stage.
Cool. Ah, tubular.
As you guys are standing, listening, you hear a song begin to play. This song that I'm about to play is by Kamikat on YouTube. It is called Maw of the King, an original Dungeons and Dragons inspired song. It has plenty of love already, but please go show it some more love if you want to.
Want me to go look it up real quick and drop it in chat?
Yeah, if you want to drop it in chat, it's about to play here on iBot, so we can all sit for the next couple of minutes and just enjoy a little song.
Beware his mocking of the undertow. One who takes the strongest below. Tale of one who creates the thunder. One who took me under
In GBC.
Yeah. If you want, we can still talk through this if you want to, but this is the party is now roaring and coming to life as Lyfian and Yodel are standing on the stage performing.
I'll tell you the story from many years ago. Before we had taken
Tyler
this
hits the
down
gritty.
forever. A fearsome monster of the ocean was lurking.
With a shield and a trident.
Yeah.
Our crewmen would leave and they'd seldom return. And those who did told her that they should incur the wrath of the gods who lived beneath the sea. The one they only called the king.
Not bad, Crestmave. Not bad at all.
Oh, these guys are fucking killer, man.
The one who took me under
Very good.
No one from that city would come to our aid as our
Holy
children
shit, is this
would
play about
suffer
us?
day after day. Our supplies would soon drain, only there for their gain.
I believe this is what the White Fawnians call a certified banger.
Could we wait for someone to revive?
Banger?
We decided that we could no longer stand by with a strong
I hardly know her.
taking the
Can you see okay, guys? All good?
we
Yeah.
finally take
Cool.
down the king.
It's all good.
I wish Kronk was here. GB could get uppies.
I'll
GB
give
on
you
the
uppies.
shoulders just above everybody else.
Kyler could give you uppies.
Okay, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, here. Kyler, which one? Shoulders? Squats.
Yeah.
And like, stands up just full height. 20 strength. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we are nothing to Kyler.
Wow.
Like, weight-wise.
Not what Mux meant.
Being told I'm proud of you and you're nothing. GB is sitting on Kyler's shoulders, vibing with her fishbowl.
Yeah,
Let's
you
go.
guys are
Just shield around the arm, but like fishbowl in it, so it looks like a fucking standing table.
yeah, you guys are just enjoying the atmosphere that is created, and this is I love this. Like, genuinely, Muxlow loves this song.
I'm gonna have to listen
that's-
to it like outside of this context.
Sammy Cat has a bunch of like it has like 6 or 7 songs that are just straight up Dungeons and Dragons inspired songs.
Incredible.
It's CAMI-CAT.
Mm.
Yeah, I highly recommend anybody go listen to them. Go listen to her sing, and any of her other songs.
So good.
As the first song of their set dies down, and the deafening applause begins to kind of die down. Lyfian steps up and goes, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. It's been a while since we've been able to do a smaller show like this. And I see that we have some familiar faces in the crowd.
Woo!
Everybody give it up for the son of Kyler Crestwave II. It is Kyler Crestwave III in the crowd tonight. And everybody kind of turns to Kyler and Geraldine on Kyler's shoulders.
Oh my god.
And I see that he may be making some friends. Kyler, I'll be sure to tell your dad whenever I see him next.
Stop it, dude! You get me in trouble with the old man.
Let's get into the next song. And you can see I'm not going to put on another Capping Cat song because as much as I love her, I don't want to get copyright struck. So going back to the copyright free music, they do go on for another good hour and a half, just playing songs, riling up the crowd. You can tell that a huge part of like what people enjoy about them as performers is not just their actual performing ability, but they're really, really good entertainers. They talk to people from the audience, they put on little shows on the stage, like in between songs, they have comedy bits, they have like there's some songs that feed perfectly into other songs, and like it's hard to notice the switch. It's just an amazing show. And it goes on till about midnight.
Oh yeah.
And at the end, they just go, now, as much as we all love you, we all know that you are adoring fans. Autographs are already in your pockets. And if you check your pocket, there is already an autographed picture of Lyfian and Yodel.
Incredible.
And can the autograph photo of Lyfian and Yodel be on top of another autograph photo of Lyfian and Yodel from the last time they fucking met?
Yeah.
Like on a trading card or something?
Yeah, 100%. This is your dedicated Lyfian and Yodel pocket.
Yeah.
And they go, so as much as we love you, we must say goodbye and make sure that no one follows. And you watch as smoke instantly fills the stage, and by the time it clears, they are no longer there.
They are wicked cool, man. Oh, I'm so glad we got to see them.
That was very
Insane.
cool. But yeah, you definitely have to use that disguise ring for tomorrow, because
Yeah.
'Cause-
That's yeah.
yeah, because now everyone here knows who you are. So
As they should.
All right.
Probably winks
That's
at the first of the other
okay.
person.
For the rest of the night, there are a number of people who come up, and some of them buy Kyler drinks, some of them begin to ask Kyler about his dad. And through kind of the process of osmosis, Geraldine and Drazian, you guys both get a bit of attention as well, where these like people come up and start talking to you about like, oh, so how do you know Kyler? What do you guys do? Blah blah blah.
I'm
That
assuming
kind of stuff.
Geraldine gets off Kyler's shoulders like after the show is done.
That's up. To
That's
you.
Or
up to
not.
you.
All right. I guess she's still chilling there. Okay.
Other acts come on. Acts come on in this club until about 3 or 4 a.m.
Imagine having to
Love
follow
those.
that, though. Like,
Ugh, would feel bad. But you know the vibe changes after midnight.
Yeah, after midnight it kind of swaps to it's an hour of like a DJ that like
Yeah.
really makes it like party music.
Yeah.
Then after that it kind of swaps to like a kind of indie rock band, not like sad indie, like experimental indie.
It turns into a new age studio kind of
Yeah.
feel. And then there's a jam from like 3 to 4 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just people like
I worked at those. Hell yeah.
like people who like have just been clubbing all night get up onto the stage and just grab instruments, and it just kind of
Yep.
turns into this big community sing along.
I had a level in Bard when I was 9. I could do this.
Yeah. And you all enjoy the rest of your night. Nothing like it is an eventful night, but nothing eventful happens, if that makes sense. Nothing of note or import, but it is a fun night. It is a relaxing night. You eventually all make your way back to the Adventurers Guild of the East Cloud Song District. Doing so, clamber your way into your beds. Brazian getting into an empty bed. You see the door of the room that Kronk was staying in is closed. Closed and like locked. So you assume Kronk is in there. Geraldine and Kyler. Do you both go to separate rooms?
Kyler will
Yeah,
take
it's-
Geraldine back because Kyler is not drunk at all.
And Geraldine's
like-
trash.
And
Yeah.
Geraldine's fucking wasted.
Yeah.
So I think you can make sure she gets home safe. And, like,
I
you
mean,
know-
we're in the Adventurers Guild, right?
yeah, but like,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's the knightly thing to do. Okay, it's just probably haven't left Kyler's shoulders. Like, you're not walking.
Yeah, no,
anywhere,
I
so-
definitely like passenger princess all the way back. You walked GB home. She did not move. She stayed up there.
So I guess Kyler's gonna take GB upstairs and like kind of be like, right, there you go. Oh, this must be how Shenjo feels. There we go. Oh, my best good buddy. There you go.
Thanks.
Thanks.
No, literally. She's like, that was really fun. I'm glad you knew who that was. I hadn't been there in a long time.
Yeah, the last time I saw them, I was like, must have been like, I was still in high school. Probably my first year of high school. It's like, I was like 14, 15, so 3 or 4 years ago.
They seem to know you too.
Yeah, I mean,
Dad, I would imagine.
yeah, mostly. Yeah, but, no, they were always nice to me. They're definitely people I look up to. And like they are their own like entity. They don't really have much supporting acts, you know, like they are just a party in themselves. 2 people.
GB's gonna sort of like playfully shoulder Kyler and be like, what rank are they?
8 and 9.
Oh, you actually knew?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Tensman was that
No.
was
Go
that
ahead.
was I not supposed to know?
I
So
just didn't think
it's-
you would.
Okay, so like the official rating is Tensman Kono, who's like trap magic, and then there's Yodel and Lifeane. I think they've listed officially Yodel at 9 and Lifeane at 8. But they are a duo; they work together, so it's it's pretty interchangeable. Then it's Narm, who's kind of a bad dude. He's like kind of a I work alone. And then there's Vupri, who's like fire, which like I respect. It's not my bag, but like it's still really awesome. Then there's Siki, who like works mostly with Siki Drothbeak. He does like minion control and basically is a one person army. And then there's Alpha Earthshattering. This guy is an Earth Genasi, and he's just like strong enough to split mountains in half. And then we get to like the top tier, which is where you got like my dad, who is my dad, and then you've got Habira, who is a sort of expert spellcaster with a specialty for ice. She's a ice water genasi, and then there's Gribble, who is just cannot be brought down. He's a mountain of a man. And then Avadar, Sir Truarm. I don't know how we feel about him these days, but you can't deny like all these amazing people, and he's still above number 1.
Oh yeah, I still have a secret about him, don't I?
Is it coming out now that you're drunk?
I'm not that drunk.
Is it coming out now that you're tipsy?
Inebriated.
I don't know. Scare me.
I'm pregnant.
How?
Yeah, that just worked out. I've been told that's scary to hear.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try? No, you're.
Not a new Lynette. We have healthcare. Anyway.
I'm pregnant. Ow, you're pregnant. What?
What?
Do you? I don't know. I'm starting to. There's a lot going on, and tonight I just kind of got to be myself. And tomorrow I'm not going to be myself. Literally, I'm playing somebody else, and not like when I played Tony in West Tide Story. It was actually when I'm faking something and like I'm deceiving people, which isn't like super my bag, but like it's totally chill. And then we can go back to school for a while.
You think?
And then I hope so, and I hope
What
all
if we
this stuff
don't?
with. Then I'll be sad, I guess.
Oh, is that it?
Yes. Is that not enough of a reason?
That just comes with the territory, doesn't it?
What comes with what territory?
I don't know. Being sad is just kind of a thing. Like, you kind of just are sad, you know? It doesn't really make you make any different decisions. It's just kind of, that just is what it is.
I'm like never sad.
Ah, really?
Well, not never, but like rarely.
Weird.
Are you
Really weird.
sad right now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Why? We just went to like a really like fun gig and people were really nice and we're Mandem.
Yeah, we're men. So, see, okay. Well, no, okay. So, first, we went to a temple. Don't have a god. Not really something I get to partake in, but it's really cool that you do. I just don't, I don't know, you don't see what I see and, believe that there's, something that could stop it, which, is really probably quite sad, but it's not really a gift I've gotten. Anyway, and then after that, we went to go talk to, not the kindest of people, where I had to not only pretend I wasn't me, pretend everything was okay, figure out a way to be better at not being me, get told, oh, by the way, while we were in the temple, Jax texted me, you didn't even see that. She told me she was proud of me. Can you believe that? It was a whole thing. And then after that, I don't know what happened after that.
he went to see
the shopkeeper.
Shopkeeper knew who I was. Knew the text message I had gotten. Knew I wasn't happy, and told me to go find my uncle. Can you believe that? Like, he knows who my uncle is.
Your uncle?
Yeah, I only know of one, but like it can't be that. Saying, I mean, because if that was what was missing from my life, then like, how's it missing if I know who he is?
What if it's like a long lost uncle?
I don't know. I've only
Like
ever heard of the one.
Okay.
So it's and like he's not even that great. You might not have heard of Ocean and whatnot, but he's not that. I don't know. He's not that great of a guy. So you guys got to tell super cool stories about your families, and I just got told to go find my uncle. So yeah, I'm sad. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, I mean those are reasons to be sad, I guess. I just meant like all the time. Like, is it never stop?
No.
Like ever?
No. Not. I mean, like maybe like for like a little bit.
Okay.
Like there was a while during the show that I was just like, this is really nice. I wish it could be like this all the time. But then it went back to being the way it is.
I have the opposite experience. Like things are just like usually quite good, and then something bad happens, and I'm sad, and then I deal with it.
Really weird.
Am I weird? Because I feel like
yeah, a little. You are a little bit weird, but like it's a good weird. It's a good. No, don't take it that. It's a good weird. It's a fine weird. It's just it's different. It's not a bad weird.
I'm pretty normal where I come from.
This isn't where you come from.
True, but I like it.
I like you. Anyway, it was fun. Thanks for the tickets and all. Yeah.
Wait, no. Do you? What do you mean you like me?
And I just it's been a good night. Yeah.
But
so
like,
I'm gonna go to bed. But this has been a really good time. Glad we got to catch up. Really cool about your dad's friends knowing you and all. And thanks for letting me sit on your shoulder. I'm gonna go. And GB's gonna dart to her bedroom.
And with GB darting to her bedroom and the door closing, that is where we're going to call tonight. With Kyler standing dumbfounded in the hallway of the Adventurers Guild.
Drazian's just leaning on his doorway, looking back, and gives Kyler a look.
Wait, Dre was there for all that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Your passive perception's quartered when you're blackout drunk.
Oh wait, what is my pass? It's not 17 anymore.
It's probably a 3.5, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, it's around about a 4.
If it's not immediate danger, you're fucked. Like that's
Yeah. So, thank you everybody for joining us for this episode of Advanced Dungeons and Intermediate Dragons with the now colloquially known the Soldier Poet King crew.
Yes.
So let's find who we're going to raid into here.
Perception Shitty, we're alive.
Perception Studio.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Crap, aren't they?
They are
Yeah.
indeed always good crack.
I
Yeah,
will
let's
read
go for
into
Perception
them.
Studio.
Your two characters are the fucking epitome of ultraviolet spectrum. Oh my fucking god.
I mean, there's even more autism on Friday when we get Ural and Ace back. So there's not a character on that fucking town that's not got autism. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for the raid.
Yeah.
A Tale of D20s.
Yeah.
It was the best of rolls. It was the worst of rolls.
incredible. Thank you so much for coming, guys. We will see you on Tuesday for Table Talk Tuesday, where we
Yes.
have a lot to discuss. So we will catch you all then. Love you. Bye.
Bye.